Ah. Shit. Alright. Alright, are we in? First. Well, you're not first. J-Red was first, wasn't he? Elden Ring? Yeah. We'll have a little talk. A little chat about that. But, there were some other things I wanted to get into, talk about. Just general stuff. But yeah, we'll get into that. Alright, I guess you guys can hear me. Looks like. Did I say N or A? An inspiration. Yeah, no, that's right. That is proper English. I thank God my brain was in agony. Couldn't handle trivia. Hey, Weirdkun. Hey, how's it going, Satha? Yes, I can hear. Nice. I was about to say, is he late or will it be in an hour? No, I'm just late. Hey, Weirdworld. Hey, Eldritch. Hello, fun fact. Loathsome Dung Eater is best girl. I don't know about that. Does have long hair though, doesn't he? Under that helmet. So, there's that. Dracoverse. How's it going? Jerryman, hey. We here? Yeah, good. I was correcting myself, not you, Weirdworld. No. I'm typing terribly today. Yeah. Fair enough. Didn't finish the DLC yet. Had to finish other games. Oh. Yeah, in my opinion, when did I finish it? I'm trying to remember. A while ago. A few weeks ago. I started a bit late because I had, the update to go with. But yeah, I got through it. Man, I thought it was incredible. It's basically Elden Ring 2 almost. Like the size of it. I don't know if there's ever been a DLC that big. Like one that comes off the mind was the Shivering Isles from Oblivion. But even then, I'm not sure. Shivering Isles wasn't a DLC, I don't think. But even then, was Shivering Isles as big? So many remembrance bosses as well. Fucking hell. Gee, we'll talk about that. But yeah, I'm just thinking, man, what a game. And when I say Elden Ring as I'll get into that. I'll get into that. We'll let people Blood and Wine? Yeah, true. Blood and Wine was good as fuck. Blood and Wine, oh man. What a good DLC that was. Maybe that's just because I like the whole vampire theme, but I thought that was amazing. And Regis was a great character. They did Regis really good. Yeah. I could never get into Elden Ring. Preferred Lies of P because the controls are just superior. I don't know about that. I've never played Lies of P. But I've never heard of a From Software clone having better controls than a From Software game. In my opinion, From Software game has masterful movement. Like the best in maybe any game ever. The movement and just the basics of the combat From Software games like Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Dark Souls. In my opinion, it's the best I've ever played. I don't know if I've ever played a game that felt as good to be in. Maybe like a Devil May Cry or something. But that's a little bit different. What did you think of the final boss? I liked it a lot. I know some people were a little bit miffed that for one that was Radahn, who was the previous boss, and two that it was super hard. But I thought it was awesome. Liza P just has better keyboard controls? Well, that explains it. I've never played any of the games on keyboard. I don't like playing controller, which Elden Ring smacks with. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Yeah, let me send out a tweet. Discord thing. Fucking hell. That Discord pisses me off sometimes. Well, a lot of the time, to be honest. Yeah, I finally finished Mass Effect 3. Oh yeah, that's good. I love the original Mass Effect trilogy. In my opinion, it's some of the best in gaming. Like back when BioWare was really in its prime. I know some people didn't like 3 because of the ending, but aside from the ending, I think every other aspect of Mass Effect 3 is just incredible. How's your day going? Yeah, it's been alright, Nuggerfish. Don't worry, I already got spoiled, so you can talk about bosses and shit. Yeah. Alright, what was I doing? The Discord. Steaming. Minimize that. Pull up Twitter. Anything interesting happening on Twitter? I haven't been keeping up. I've been a bit busy. I used all of them. I think I have. Give me a second. What next? Okay. Well, that should do it. That should take care of it. Alright, where was I? Weird World. They missed a lot of potential with the Shepherd clone, to be honest. Clone? Oh, the DLC, right. Could have been a nice way, having another you running around. I don't know about that. I think it was fine for his purpose. I don't know what more exactly they'd do with them. Weird World, just Harris versus Trump shit on Twitter. Yeah. Who looks like they're winning? How's that going? I imagine Trump's still doing alright because of the The whole gunshot thing? Or was that is that already moved past? Is that passed on? I feel like internet memory is just so short. Like, do people even care anymore? Maybe just because I haven't been paying attention. So nothing of note. Yeah. I still need to finish 3 with both my shepherds. Side quests are way too missable. Yeah. There's some side quests you have to do like perfectly in Mass Effect 2 in order to get the best ending in Mass Effect 3. So, yeah, you can fuck up your game real early. Like, I remember that for the Legion and Tally ending, which I thought was great, to be honest. But that's only because I got the right one. So, yeah. And to be fair, I've replayed the game like 1,000 times, so. Hello, Weird World. Hey, Adam. How's it going? My most recent ship was an engineer. Fun stuff. I almost never play engineer. I usually play either Vanguard or Soldier. I don't usually deviate, even though I replay the game so many times. Clone Shep could have been an easy cop-out for why the real Shep is alive. Ah, is that what you mean? Do I agree with that? Well, would I want to play as a clone Shep? I mean, I guess it's better than whoever the fuck we played as in Andromeda. So, that's fair. But, did we kill him? I can't remember. I feel like we shot him, at the very least. We must... And he must have appeared dead, at least. We shot his girlfriend. Yeah. I can't remember. It's been too long. Sup? Hey, Smodge. How's it been? I've been doing alright. Best ending. Yeah. Played Soldier and Adept. I never played Adept. I don't think. Might have to replay those games eventually. Yeah, they were amazing. Amazing. He jumps off a ship. So maybe? Yeah, that's. I thought something like that happened. If it was more than 11 days ago, we can't remember. Yeah. Weird World is going to be talking mostly about the storytelling of Elden Ring and trying to gather inspiration from it. True. We're going to try and get some good ideas and talk about some of the ideas I have gotten or acquired so far. And yeah, we'll get into it. You mentioned Dark Souls, Elden Ring, and Bloodborne, but not Sekiro. Do you like Sekiro? I do. I just forgot about it. It's Demon Souls as well. Wasn't trying to... And Armored Core as well. Armored Core, the latest one, was amazing. It was incredible. But yeah, I wasn't trying to list off every single fucking game they did. Weird World. Trump is still in the lead. American media loves to blitz Harris as winning, but in reality, she is very unlikable. I feel like they're all unlikable. I guess... I don't know. Trump is unlikable too. Oh yeah, he gets it. But Harris has done literally nothing of note. I don't know. To me, wasn't she just a politician? All the politicians are the same to me, except for Trump because he's not really rooted in it. But that's not necessarily a good thing. Except fuck up her own state, according to... Was she a governor or something? Both sides are bad. Do I agree with that? I hate a lot of people. So, maybe. It's very easy to annoy me. So, I probably would agree with that. I somehow didn't lose any crew members playing Mass Effect 2 on my first try. Yeah, neither did I. But that's because I was the kind of player who did all like the side shit. So I did all the... What do you call it? What's it called? The devotion quests or the... Whatever it was. So I did all that. And yeah. And I usually I play good guy shepherd on my first run, and then I play renegade on the next one. That's usually how I go. So my first try, everyone survived as well. And that's how I like it. That's how I like it. It's passed on, honestly. It was memed on constantly. I figured it had passed on, but I'm not sure. Both sides suck. Got to ride with my boy Jeb. Who the fuck is Jeb? Second best outcome of Mass Effect 2. The best outcome is sending Jacob into the vents when he asks to. Does he ask to? I thought I put Jacob as like lead. Second leader or something over Miranda. Weird World, clone Shepard kills himself. Oh, does he shoot himself in the head or something? I feel like you can bring him back. I mean, they brought Shepard back from fucking falling into the atmosphere of some random planet. I feel like they can bring him back. I feel like that's doable. Riker or something was protag of Andromeda. Yeah, I can't remember. I don't even know if I beat Andromeda. I can't remember. But I wasn't impressed. Shep you play as in 2, already basically a clone. He was just a lump of meat when he was found. Yeah, exactly. Weird then. Oh, 100. Cheers. Thanks. Weird then. Yeah, Mass Effect 2, only thing I fucked up on was Normandy Cerberus crew. Lucky I had to save to do it correctly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, no, you're right. I did fuck that up as well. Like the crew got taken because I spent too long chasing down Legion's questline. Yeah, so I couldn't save the crew. Yeah, I did replay and fix that. You're right. He jumps off a ship, so maybe? No, that's the early one. Trump is entertaining at least. He is entertaining, sure. I can finally catch a stream. Just wanted to say Superhuman is hands down the best visual novel I've ever read. Oh, thanks, Mikey. I appreciate that. It's kind of you to say. Harris served as state senator and pushed numerous BLM agenda that led to people who actually did crimes to do it again. Okay. It's a fun time going down the rabbit hole. Is it fun? I don't know. I feel like US politics is actually pretty interesting. At least with Trump running, it's interesting. Because everyone gets so mad in both directions. So, I feel like it is kind of interesting. Sure. I don't know if I'd say fun, but yeah. Same. Since I played Mass Effect 1, I was used to just walking around and trying to finish everything before going to the main quest, usually. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I got my Cerberus crew killed. Yeah. Jeb Bush of the Bush dynasty, George and Jr. Is that a real thing? I don't know. Jacob suggests he should go into the vents because of it's a suicide mission, and if you send him into the vents instead of a tech expert, he gets killed, which is why it's the best outcome. He's unlikable. Did I not like Jacob? I thought he was... I thought it was fine. I can't remember anything particularly unlikable about him. Did he do something? He was trying to save his father. That's all I really remember. He's kind of a little bit whiny, I think. Didn't he used to date Miranda? Or something like that? I don't know. I feel like Jake was fine. But, yeah, I don't think I even got the option to send him an event because I always made him like party leader first. So that he never got to suggest going in there. So I didn't even know about that. I'm a Paragon, I assume he means, player. Honestly, there is some renegade choices I will forever make. Yeah, I'm mainly Paragon, but I always do some renegade choices. Like chucking that cunt out the window. I always do that just because it's funny. But yeah. Now, clone ship tosses themselves out of a moving ship. He/she is splatter on the ground. Yeah, but I mean, Shepard fell onto a planet. I feel like that's more destruction than splattering because you jump out of a ship, especially since he's got armor on. I feel like he could survive that. I prefer male ship over female Jennifer. Oh yeah, Jennifer is a great voice actor, but she got too much emotion and comes off as hammy as a renegade. I don't know. I've never played her. I think I said something similar in an earlier stream. But I always play male ship because he's very monotone in a lot of what he does, and it's very good immersion. At least as far as voiced protagonists go, I feel like very immersive to play as male shepherd. And because I'm a dude, so obviously if I'm going to be like immersed, I'm going to play as a dude. So I just get annoyed with how many people make politics their entire personality. Yeah, true. I don't think I think that's mainly internet people though. I don't think I've seen any people in real life, at least in my real life, make their whole personality about politics. I feel like that's a mainly internet thing. So, yeah. I guess maybe in America it's different. America, I feel like, is a little bit more political than Australia. No one gives a fuck about Australian politics. No one cares. So, but that's probably something. Oh, thanks again, Weird Then. Appreciate that. Some cheers. I don't know exactly what cheers are, but I appreciate them. So, yeah. Only thing Trump is really good at is making the opposing side mad. Okay. Which is why his voters love him. I imagine it's a very internet thing to what do you call it? Motivate you. But that's probably somewhat true. Because that's all they really want him to do at the end of the day. Make other people mad. Yeah, that's probably true. If I was in his camp, that'd probably be the only reason I'd care about him. That's true. Yeah, Americans have dynasties in politics, a family thing similar to police or military families. All right. The Bushes, the Kennedys, Clintons, etc. are all notable. I've heard of them. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. Jacob is pretty mediocre in the crew when everybody else is usually the best of the best. True, he does feel like a bit of an extra, doesn't he? And if you romance him as female ship, he cheats on you in Mass Effect 3? Really? Oh, I guess I can see why you don't like him. Fair enough. Damn, I didn't know that. I guess I never played as female ship, so yeah. All right. And I mean, to be honest, I cheated on Miranda with Ashley. So yeah. Ashley became so hot in Mass Effect 3. Like compared to Mass Effect 1 and 2, I think she appears for like 5 seconds. Ashley in Mass Effect 3 was so fucking hot. Man, BioWare was good back then. They didn't give a fuck. Like, make characters like Miranda and stuff. Oh, man. Yeah. And fucking Samara. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, fuck Ashley. She got a real fucking upgrade. They gave her they gave her breast implants. They gave her fucking lip fillers. They did the whole fucking thing with that. Yeah. Goddamn, that was a good time. Yeah. We then subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 2 months, currently on 1 month streak. Man, you just not even commenting, you're just giving a bunch of stuff. And thank you kindly. I appreciate that, Weird Then. I will always kill the Eclipse Merc in 2. Same with headbutting the Krogan. Yeah, you have to headbutt. You assert dominance. Even though Shepard kind of like regrets it afterwards. Yeah, that was hilarious. It was a good time. Man, Mass Effect was good. Fuck. I might do one of these streams talking about Mass Effect because Mass Effect said some good fucking stuff about it. Man, Mass Effect was good. Which ending did you choose? First, I only had the option of like destroy or dominate, and I choose destroy. Although the later playthroughs, I got the green ending, whatever that one was. I think it was like both or something, like peace ending. I can't remember. The internet can skew things at times. I agree. I like control ending more. Yeah. All right. My aunt is too entrenched in politics. What, American politics or your own, like German politics? What kind of politics are they doing? I play as both male and female ship. I feel like that's a good way to do it. I feel like you get more value out of the game if you'd play like different classes and different genders. But me personally, I just can't immerse myself as well when I'm playing as a female. So I generally don't. But I think that's a superior way to play. Mark Meir Shepherd gets better and better. Jen Hale by 3 was just phoning it in by 3. Really? I heard Jen Hale was like really good. Like she did a really good job. But yeah, I don't know. In America, we go hard on politics, but only when it comes to stuff we agree with. And if you oppose someone's opinion, you're evil and bad. Yeah. No people in real world want to own the libs like real people in the meat space. Meat space. Is that the internet? Yeah, I think most people in real world don't even think about whether someone's lib or whatever the opposite of that is. Republican or whatever. I feel like most people just don't care. Now, Jacob's based. Fuck femship. I don't know about that. We sort of have that in Canada as well with Trudeau. I've heard about that. Though they probably on their way out with how much people hate Justin these days. Do Canadian presidents have like a term limit or something? Or are they just going to get voted out? Even in Jacob's loyalty, he feels like such a side character. He does. He does feel like a bit of a side character. I cheated on Ashley with Miranda. Yeah, I did that as well. But then I cheated on Miranda again. She was pissed at Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. Yeah, I think she mentions it in 3. Yeah. Man, Ashley was hot. Fucking hell. And Miranda too. Jacob plays guard for some group of scientists and eventually falls in love with a woman from that group. Okay. This happens while Shep is being court-martialed. That is pretty scummy, isn't it? It's pretty dirty. While your girlfriend's getting court-martialed, you fuck some random chick from a group of scientists. Yeah, that's kind of fucked. You cheated on Ashley with Miranda? Yeah. But just because she wasn't in the game, what was I supposed to do if she's not in the fucking game? I don't get the appeal on Miranda. Her ass looks like a wet diaper in that suit. I disagree. I think it looks great. And I think Miranda's personality was great. I thought the actress who played her was great. The actress who plays her is fucking hot as hell. Jeez. Man, she's goddamn hot. What's her name? I can't. It was Yvonne something. I can't remember her last name. I'd pull up a picture, but Yvonne Miranda. Fuck. It just comes up with a random chick. What's her name? Miranda. Voice. Actor Mass Effect. Like, your actual actress is incredibly attractive. Yeah, this one. Although usually she's blonde. Yeah, this one. Man, she was fucking hot. Jesus. Yeah, I remember watching her in a show called Chuck. And I always thought she was hot as fuck. But yeah, goddamn. Fuck me. Yeah, obviously, the game doesn't like capture her perfectly, but hot as hell. Hey, Weird World, do you know about conflation? Well, yeah. What about it? Weird World, the best Mass Effect character is that Volus, who is the biotic god. Fucking peak writing. Yeah. The comedy in Mass Effect was great too. Very, not as on the nose as a lot of games are these days, and I really appreciate that. Situational comedy. Fuck me. Yeah, situational comedy. I like that. And her face is wicked square. Yeah, true. They kind of fucked up the actress's face, but yeah. I romanced Tali with male ship and Liara with fem ship. Makes sense. I did romance Tali as well in one of my playthroughs. Femship is mostly Liara. I rarely romance guys when I play her. Yeah, fair enough. For me personally, yeah. Also voiced by Mark Meir. Oh, is that so? It's a little biotic god. Is that voiced by Mark Meir? That's good. That's good. My aunt is entrenched in the AfD, Alternative for Deutschland, after the whole Muslim immigration thing, and she nearly getting raped. She turned to their ideals extremely. I assume you mean after nearly getting raped. I mean, that'll do it. If anything will do it. That will. Oof. It's a hard time. I played Mass Effect Trilogy more than 10 times. Yeah, me too, for sure. I always pick the same options. Yeah, I usually do as well. Mel plus Renegade plus Miranda. Anything else doesn't really interest me. The gameplay is more interesting than the alternative choices. I like the alternative choices. I just also like the choices that I make. That's all. But yeah, true. Yeah, the gameplay is good. The news is 24/7 politics. Oh, what else is the news going to report on? For once, living in Australia sounds better. But what the fuck's the news in Australia? Some guy got bitten by a fucking koala or something like that? I don't know. I don't feel like there's anything interesting happening in our news either. I don't feel that media is too political these days. You don't? Ooh. More so that people only make media that has the political depth of a Twitter post. Basically only writing stories that tell you how to feel rather than positing interesting political questions for the viewer to ponder. Compare to something like Deus Ex to a lot of modern day media. Deus Ex is hyper political, but no one complains. Oh, by media you mean like games and shows and books and stuff. That kind of media. Oh. Do I agree? I do agree, actually. I think that the problem isn't politics in media, it's the shallowness of it. That is probably true. You can make interesting politics. But it has to be done in a certain way, otherwise people get pissed off. Yeah, I play using both genders and man. The male and female characters are beautiful and handsome to romance. In Dragon Age 2, there aren't any good-looking female romance partners. I think Isabella was. She did the job, all right? The elf girl barely qualifies. Yeah, didn't like her. She's annoying. And when playing as a female, no one was good-looking except for Sebastian, who was decent-looking. Lamau. Sebastian. Oh, the prince. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I never romanced any of the dudes. I always play as a dude in Dragon Age as well. The characters in Mass Effect and Dragon Age 2 are as different as heaven and earth. The graphics were a lot better in Mass Effect, weren't they? I wonder why, because Dragon Age 2 at least, came out after Mass Effect. I don't know why it got so scuffed. No, Shepard, you don't understand. While I relax on a beach planet, I got lonely and this one chick impregnated. I'm not bad. Jacob is a piece of shit. He's kind of a piece of shit for that. But I was a male, so it doesn't impact me. Scientist Putang goes crazy weird. FemShep just couldn't compete. Damn. I prefer Jack in Mass Effect 2. I did a Jack romance. And the follow-up in Mass Effect 3 was actually pretty good. Got a thing for bald or short hair. I thought her mohawk ponytail thing was kind of fucking good in Mass Effect 3. You gotta prefer Shep's orphan Krogan child, Grunt. Well, you can't romance Grunt, but sure. Perfect little baby boy. Jack should have been a squad mate in 3. She should have been. Jack was awesome. Grunt was cute running up to Shepard, telling him he killed people though. Yeah. I was wondering if you ever thought of adding cumflation to the game. With how close we are to the end, I don't think it'll be added. Yeah, who knows. But the MC could have easily done it, or have it done to him as FMC. True. It's just a matter of me finding a situation that's appropriate. But yeah, I could do it. Could. Most Solarians, Hannah, Vorka, I forget. Vorcha, are voiced by Mark Meir. He decided what their races would sound like, if I remember correctly. Well, that's funny as hell. Damn, he's a good voice actor. Yeah. Yes, he also voiced the Vorcha. That's why Tally's drunk and dating male Shep. She says, "Don't me. You sound like a Vorcha." Ah. I do remember that. Yeah, after. She really, hates Muslims. Yeah. Wasn't like that beforehand. I feel bad for her, but Jesus fuck. She's on Facebook dooming harder than people after the whole Chris Chan fucking his mum thing. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people. A bad experience can color a person's view, especially a super traumatic one. I feel like a lot of people are like that. Dragon Age Inquisition isn't real. Sarah's presence alone is half the reason the game was good. Who the fuck is Sarah? Oh, Sarah, the elf chick. I hated the elf chick. I hated that little cunt. Yeah, that's a bit mean. But yeah, I hated her. Absolutely hated her. Yeah, I get you, Naga. But I hated that chick. God. Our country is dying because of these parasites, that type of stuff. Yeah. I feel Jacob's conclusion kind of makes sense. The guy never felt like he belonged in the squad. Oh, yeah, staying with the scientists. Yeah, from a male shipper's perspective, I thought it was fine. He felt more like Miranda's lackey that would rather do something else. Yeah, I think that's true. Wasn't there already conflation with the sewer monsters? Maybe. I don't know. Probably. Yeah, probably. Dragon Age, I sadly never got to play, but I have watched the romance and I loved Morgana in one. I assume you mean Morrigan. Damn, older games are amazing. I'm playing Half-Life 2 and I'm enjoying the shit out of it. Yeah. I never played Half-Life 2. I should get around to that. You all are gay. Good night. See you for that. All right. Anyway, all right. We got through the comments. How long did that take us? 37 minutes. That's not too bad. All right. What did I want to talk about? There's a couple things. Oh yeah, about the trivia thing. I've decided we'll do one each update. I think that sounds fine. Otherwise, it'll get too stale. We'll like to keep the excitement going for that, as much as we can, anyway. Until I run out of topics to go, and then I'll probably just can it. But yeah. I figured once each update is a good amount of time. That's the appropriate amount of trivia games, because updates usually go for 2 to 3 months or so, something around that time. And I feel like, yeah, that's all right. That's not bad. So there's that. What else was there? I've forgotten. I should have said this at the start when I still remembered everything. Yeah. Yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure I'll remember at some point. But yeah, let's get into it. Probably should have made some more notes ahead of time. Now that I think about it. But yeah, let's talk about the topic of today's stream. Fucking Elden Ring. What? I've got a few topics here. I guess I can just run through them. What? Oh, it's read only. Motherfucker. Pull up notepad. Save it. One. And what the fuck else was there? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there goes. I thought he already left. I don't know. Just sworn I heard that go off earlier, but all right. What? Siphon. Is the next update the last? No. No. What? The B-class monster that MC had to hunt down with Clark. What about it? Yeah. Okay. Love bike guy? Yeah. If it ends up being another protag, it would be really interesting. Turns out next protag is Cole. Alright. Now, for Elden Ring, when did Elden Ring actually come out? Another thing about it. Elden Ring release date. 2022. So, when did Superhuman come out? Let me check this shit. What would be my first? $2021. Actually, when exactly did it come out? February, early 2022. Right. Right, man. My sense of time is all fucking messed up as well. Yeah, true. Yeah, but anyway, as I was saying, Miyazaki saw Superhuman and made Elden Ring. Can't believe it. They didn't even give you credit. Yeah, true. Copied all my ideas. Yeah. I did a good bit of writing while I was playing Elden Ring. Like, for instance, I wrote a lot of Valravan's character during the time I during the time I played Elden Ring. If I'm sure you can see the similarities on that, but yeah, I always I should have structured this out more. First, do I want to say that? I feel like that might reveal a little bit. Yeah, this is a poorly organized fucking stream right here. All right. For one, very simple and straightforward way that Elden Ring and all this goes for all From Software games as well. I really like the way that Elden Ring does Old English. No, not Old English. Middle English. Yeah, Middle English. Yeah. And what I mean by that is, like, if have any of you played Dragon's Dogma or Dragon's Dogma 2, they kind of do Middle English as well, but they do it in a really fucking annoying way. And the way they do it is, they have every single character just repeat some like Middle English phrases that are just really fucking annoying and that really get grinding after a while, like ought or well, that's the main one. Fuck, they say ought a lot, or whatever whatever they do. It really annoys me. But what Elden Ring does is a lot more unique, in which most characters in Elden Ring and from Software games speak with a normal vocabulary, a normal English vocabulary. Very, very standard. Like, they don't have any like modern bullshit in it. Like God of War includes a bit of like a modern bullshit that annoys me. The most recent God of War, that is. But but the ordinary cast of characters all speak just normal, ordinary English. But then for the more ancient characters, the more esteemed or powerful, like the higher, the top of the hierarchy in terms of characters in the From Software games, each of them speaks with the full Middle English vocabulary, and I think that's a really good way to do it. Is that way you can include this sort of I don't know if mysticism is the right word. The feel of nobility and prestige. You can keep that feel while also not being fucking annoying about it. And like the medieval theme, like without being fucking annoying about it, having every single character of the fucking world speak it in using all these fucking random ass words that no one knows what the fuck means. Like, what the fuck does prithee mean? No one knows what prithee means. But Julia from Londor, she says it and it sounds fucking cool because she's a fucking noble from Londor. And I think that's really well done. I really appreciate that way of incorporating the Middle English language. It's a very simple thing, but I think it really shows an understanding of dialogue and what makes good and what makes bad dialogue. And I think the dialogue, this is the larger point that I wanted to make. The dialogue in From Software games is always so exceptionally written. Like it's exceptionally voice acted for one, but it's also exceptionally written. Like every single line in basically all the From Software games, they're always amazing. Like I'm always like hanging off every single word. Like let me pull up some shit. Let me pull up some fucking examples of this bullshit. That's right. This is Wilhelm from Dark Souls 3 dialogue. Has some incredible fucking dialogue. We'll pull some of this shit up. So after a year of writing Superhuman, Elden Ring started to shape some other ideas. Yeah. Like, even after a year, I think I was still quite the novice. And a lot of ways I still am a novice. I mean, I'm more experienced now, but yeah. Elden Ring has some incredible... Oh, this video. We're going to watch this one, actually, because this one's funny as fuck. But, yeah. What was I saying? Fuck. Yeah, I was still quite a novice, and Elden Ring helped me, not so much like ideas to use in Superhuman, but just the way of writing, the way of telling a story. I think just From Software does in general, and I say Elden Ring, but really I just mean From Software in general. A lot of Dark Souls 3, a lot of all the Dark Souls really. I don't know about 2, I can't remember much about 2. But yeah, Demon Souls and Bloodborne and Sekiro, all that stuff. Like when I say Elden Ring inspired Superhuman, I generally mean the whole package. So even before Superhuman started, I was kind of taking inspiration from how they do things. But it's just Elden Ring's the most recent one, so it made sense to title the stream that way. But yeah. I think they also have actual theatre actors from software games. Ones who are used to Shakespeare, do they? Yeah, a lot of the actors aren't of like super high note, at least in terms of roles in media. Maybe a lot of them are like theatre actors, like you said. That would make sense, because they're all so good. Like, I think every single From Software voice actor, as far as I can remember, has been amazing. They're all so goddamn good. Especially fucking Wilhelm. Yeah. Oh, and congratulations on the 20th stream. Yeah. Man, it's been a lot of fucking streams. Oh, damn. I feel like it's gone by pretty fast. Yeah. Good stuff. Cheap viewers, a smart detection. Oh, Automod fucking caught one of the bots. Nice. I like those older words because I get to expand my vocabulary and it sounds kind of nice. It does sound kind of nice, as long as it's not overused. I feel like it'd get old really quickly if every character used it. I had to double check the wiki. This one's 20. I just hope From Software doesn't go modern day. I mean, Armored Core is already modern day. Can you imagine characters talking about Skibidi Toilet and rizzing Agia? Yeah, I don't think From Software is ever going to do that. I mean, for one, they're Japanese. But yeah, I don't think that's happening. I guess Armored Core is like future. No, it's not modern day. It's like sci-fi. Shut up, one. I didn't want the mental image. Yeah, that's too modern. Maybe like late 90s. FYI, weird. If you want to see Skyrim using Gen Alpha slang. Here's a link. Okay, we'll actually listen to that. Melina always sounds so mystical and like wise. Yeah, I agree. And a lot of it's part of how her dialogue's written. And yeah, another thing is, even when they're using the Middle English words, they're not just inserting their Middle English words. Like, that's what Dragon's Dogma does. They basically just insert some random Middle English words to make it sound like it's like from the times. Not to shit on Dragon's Dogma. I like the game. I just think the dialogue is terrible. But yeah, From Software, the way they structure the sentences is also very different to how a normal English sentence would be structured. And I can't quite place my finger on why. Like, I still need to study it more, because I feel like I could make Valravan's lines better, and Glakewiff's to an extent as well, but mainly Valravan's lines better if I better understood how exactly they're structuring their sentences. Because they use some words that are like you could find in the ordinary modern day. Just the way they use them is really, it shows a real understanding of that kind of stuff, and it's an understanding that I don't currently have. So I've got to like research it more. But yeah, we'll watch Many One's YouTube video, see what he says about Gen Alpha. What is Gen Alpha? Is Gen Alpha? What the fuck? The voice direction is really good though. Compare Vanny's voice acting compared to Mio from Xenoblade 3. Same actress, but one sounds cool and mysterious, and the other sounds like a generic anime chick. Oh, really? Same voice actress? Oh. Right. Yeah, Vanny's voice acting is immaculate. It's perfect. And what I heard is that Miyazaki himself and a lot of the Japanese directors from Software actually hold like a video conference and direct the voice actors personally, which I think is really the voice direction must be it must be the no shade to the actors, and I'm sure they all are excellent at their craft, but I think the voice direction must be the primary reason for why it's always so good. It's so consistently good across so many actors and so many voices. It's always consistently really good, and I feel like it must be the direction. It has to be. They all have good voices as well, because, you know, Miyazaki chooses them. But, yeah, it's always so incredibly done. I don't know how Miyazaki even does it, since he doesn't speak, like, fluent English. But somehow he still knows. How the fuck does he do it? I don't know. It's incredible. Oh god, I will apologize in advance for this video. Gen Alpha is like posting 2010 born people. Oh, people born post 2010. So like 14-year-olds basically. Ooh. All right. Let's have a look.
Hey, you're finally woke. You were trying to hop the border, right?
Oh god.
Right into that Imperial Mog, same as us. And that beta.
Is this AI made it?
Phantom, you stormcucks. Skibidi was fine until you rizzed along. Simpire was chill AF. If you weren't malding, I could have copped that whip and been halfway to Gunnerfell. You there, you and me. We shouldn't be here for real on gods. It's these stormcucks.
Oh god.
We're all gooners and stepsisters and binds now, Rizzler.
Quit yapping back there.
They don't really talk like this, do they?
Check your vibes. You're yapping at Ulfric Stormcuck. The true
Ulfric, the Sigma of Windhelm? You're the leader of the Rizbellion. But if
the Sigmas.
On gods, where are they thug shaking us?
I swear I've never heard half these phrases. And I feel like I'm on the internet a lot.
No, this is Cap. This must be Cap.
Cap.
Hey, what goon cave are you from, Beta?
Why are you doxing me, Chud?
Oh god.
Should be of Ohio.
Redditstead. I'm from Redditstead.
Oh, because they're all online? Yeah, okay.
General Tullius, sir. Waiting.
Based. Let's get this ratio.
Oh, because he's an executioner, the throat coat. I get it. Oh god.
Please help me.
Chuds? What the fuck is a chud?
Look at him. General Tullius, the military gooner. And it looks like the Thoughtmore are with him. Sussy elves. I bet they had something to do with this.
The elves are sussy, to be fair.
This is bussin'. I used to riz up a gat from here. Wonder
Is that how
if
you
the
use
elves
gat?
still making that grimace shake with prime berries maxed in. Funny. When I was a femboy, Simperial walls and towers used to make me feel so locked in.
Okay.
Who are they, Daddy? What's wrong with their aura?
You
Aura?
need a goon inside, little cuck.
They are. I want to watch The Sims.
Get inside the cave. I'm being deadass.
Yes, Alpha.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a healthy relationship. That
Where are
does.
we edging?
Oh god.
Why do you think? End of the grind. Let's go. Shouldn't keep the Chads waiting for us.
No, stop! We're not betas.
Meet your death with some aura, beta.
What the fuck does Aura mean?
Tell them we weren't sussy. This is Cap.
Gritty towards the block when we shill your only.
What is gritty?
One at a time.
Simpire loves their phantom lists.
Okay.
Ulfric Stormcuck, Sigma of Windhelm.
It has been goated for real, Sigma Ulfric.
God, I hate the word Sigma.
Faceloff of Glissywood. Brokir of Redditstead.
Okay.
No, I'm not sturdy. You can't do this for real.
What does sturdy mean?
You're not gonna joke me.
What the fuck does joke mean?
Anyone else
Okay.
feel like edging?
Wait, you there. Pull up.
Hey, it's CJ Mattis.
Okay.
Check out some of my other videos if you want, including a leaked Todd Howard audio. Feel free to
Well.
subscribe. It's completely free, and you can always unsub later. I'm also
Okay. I hated that. A lot of the new age language. Like some of it I think is funny. Like the way they were using sussy was actually pretty funny in here. Like the sussy elves. I think that's funny. I hate everything to do with the Sigma grind set. Just hearing that annoys me. And yeah. OnlyFans. I don't know what the fuck Riddy is. But yeah, generally, a lot of the language that the Generation Alpha use, I feel like this isn't even Generation Alpha. I feel like a lot of the Zoomers use this and created this. They fucked us with this. Soy Boys, yeah. Soy Boys was cool back when PewDiePie was saying it, but these days. Deadass. Hate deadass as a word. Don't like it. Simp is still funny, depending on how it's used. Yeah, it just depends. But I typically don't like seeing that in any type of media, really. I feel like it dates it a lot. Like, already most of these words are becoming like, they're all getting filtered out. I feel like they're all like slowly over time filtering out. So I feel like any media that uses them like unironically is probably going to like date itself a little bit. But yeah. Weird World, if you ever play a game on stream, I recommend you play Dishonored. I've already played Dishonored. So damn good. Yeah, true. If you had the opportunity to hire voice actors for games, which voices would you hire for characters? I don't know. I don't know any voice actors, so I wouldn't be able to say. My brain hurts already. Gooner? Yeah. On Gods? That's kind of clever. Yeah, true. Yeah, that is clever. Not thug shaking. I don't know what thug shaking means. I would like to say no one talks like this unless they're specifically trying to piss older people off. Fair. Remember when we all said YOLO because it annoyed our parents? Well, I never did that. But yeah, true. I want to be a military gooner. Yeah. My little brothers and sisters talk like this. I'm being absolutely serious. I want to hit them with a brick. Damn, how little are they? God. Accurate Nords do resemble femboys. Yeah, true. You can tell by the beard. Chud equals cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller. Basically, a forced meme to be an equivalent of to the word cuck to describe anti-woke people. Why would they describe them as cannibals? Now that I think about it, I have heard the word chud before. I just never knew what it actually meant. I feel like cuck is a lot more intuitive to understand as an insult. A brick is going light on him? Yeah. I don't have any answers for you, weird. I only have questions myself. Yeah, goddamn. I'm too old for this shit, man. Alright, so are we all poggers now, boys? Yeah, true. I think my brain is leaking out of my ears after that. We got to have a good goon session, right? Weird world. I guess if any of the words were to apply to me, it'd be that. Joking is a male exercise for enhancement. What the fuck does that mean? Saying "ah" instead of saying "ass" pisses me off. Do people do that? I've never heard that in my life. Yeah, I think some of these terms are just ways to get around getting censored. Kind of like the term "get unalived." True, I hate the term "unalived." Do you get censored for saying like "kill yourself"? Is that a thing? We need an Jared redemption gritty arc, and bring back Cole to hit up Daryl's gyat. That'd be poggers as fuck. Sigma Weird Coon. Yeah. Hello. Hey Ramnel. Stream is done. Hello Weird World. Hey Ram. How's it been? How's your stream? Thug shaking is what happens when two white men show up to a hood and fuck black gangsters. Is that true? I feel like that's a lie. Raw Daisy. No. Welcome in, Rami. Welcome to this hell. Yeah, true. Chud never made any sense, to be honest. Yeah, I feel like it's a little weird. There are a few more, like Fallout. Yeah. I don't think I need to see any more. I don't think that's necessary. My little sisters are like 11 for my sister and like 8 for my little brother. It's really annoying when they unironically say "yut" or "sussy" or "sigma." Yeah, I feel like these words are only funny when you say them ironically. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, a lot of people say "goofy ah" a lot. Am I saying it right? Is it "goofy ah"? Is that really how you say it? I feel like I'm not saying it right. Otherwise, there's no way anyone says shit that's fucking stupid. How do you actually pronounce it? Suicide, yes. You get in trouble for that? Really? YouTube especially cracks down on the K word. What's the K word? Kill? I don't know. I went on a 2-hour tangent instead of playing Persona. I feel like that's what I do every stream, really. But yeah. This is where it comes from. Do I want to click on this? The Thug Hunters. So gay porn started it up. Yes, it's R. Yeah, it can't be. What? What is this? Okay, all right. Jesus Christ! I mean, this was a good video. I thought that video was funny. To be fair, but I don't know about it, the whole meme thing. The message from the stars memes can be really wild. Yeah. Anyway, we got off. It's funny as fuck though. Yeah. Val insulting Cole in the flashback was very cool. Well, man, I thought that was a good piece of dialogue. Short and I gave the feel of the Middle English that I was trying to go for. But yeah, I need to study up more if I'm going to get the whole thing, all of his lines. Man, I sincerely hope children don't speak like this in their day-to-day lives. I don't know, man. I don't talk to kids. The West is fallen. Nah. Wilhelm is peak and his sword is beautiful. True. All right, we're gonna watch this video, and we're gonna see why let's see if we can pick apart why the dialogue is so good. Because I think that's one of the best things about From Software's storytelling. The dialogue is just incredible. So we're going to listen to a bit of Wilhelm. Prithee is pray thee, please, essentially. Yeah. Like, originally I didn't know most of these words, but after a while, you pick up on it. And plus I had to research a lot of it for the game, Superhuman. Anyway, let's have a listen.
Why do women only like jerks who treat them like shit?
Why do guys only want bitchy bimbos who walk all over them?
Well, you look to be unkindled. No bell tolls. And yet you've slipped into the painting. Oh, no matter. If you've lost your way, the words of Lady Frida will guide you. There is one thing you should know. Inside the cold painting, curiosity could be your cross. Stray from the withering flame, and the snow will swallow you whole. You miserable mad hollow. You're nothing without a bell to guide your way. I've seen your kind, time and time again. Every fleeing man must be caught. Every secret must be unearthed. Such is the conceit of the self-proclaimed seeker of truth. But in the end, you lack the stomach for the agony that you'll bring upon yourself. I trust you've learned your lesson. Inside the cold painting, curiosity could be your cross. Now, go on ahead. Show respect and listen carefully. Tarry no longer and be gone.
Yeah, there's another one for Aldia. I thought it was funny as fuck. Anyway, how do you get the fucking... There's a way on YouTube to like pull up like the transcript of a video. Is that a thing here? How do you do that? How the fuck do you do that? Because I want to just go through some of that dialogue. Because that was amazing dialogue. That was incredible. Like he wasn't even speaking fucking Middle English. He was just speaking normally. It was just fucking peak dialogue. That's all. Jesus. Now Valravan sounds like this to me. If I could have a voice actor like that play Valravan, oh Jesus, that'd be amazing. Now, how the fuck? There's an option. I don't know where the fuck. I've seen people do it. Is it in the save? No. Download? Share? How the fuck do you get the transcript? Was it like an add-on that you need to get? How the fuck do you do it? Dark Souls 3. I think it's subtitles. Maybe it's this. Subtitles. Yeah. Nah. I'm just going to click on Ramnor's link. Now the video creator has to enable it? Ah, damn. Yeah, here we go. Yep. I wonder how to use AI for voice dialogue. There's a World of Warcraft mod that does it. Might be cool to use for Superhuman. I don't know if it's worth the effort though. I think a lot of people enjoy having like the silent voice in their head playing through all the characters. So I don't know if it's going to be worth the trouble. I'd consider it, but it depends how difficult it is to do. If I have to do it for every single line of Superhuman, I'm just not going to do it because it's too much fucking work. There's so much fucking dialogue in Superhuman. It's annoying, really. But yeah, there's no way I could do it for all of them. Remember, every character has Weird Wall's voice. Yeah. Jesus fuck, I cracked the code. Yeah. All right, let's go through. The next protagonist is Jared. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can pin down why this dialogue is so good. Because it's not even It's not even Middle English. It's just written in such a, I don't know how to describe it, like such a regal way. Like the voice direction is so good as well. Fucking hell. Like I don't know if you guys have played Diablo 4, but it's the same voice actor as Lorath from Diablo 4, this guy. The same voice actor. And the difference in quality between their dialogue is night and day. Like, he performs his dialogue better in this than he does in Diablo 4. Way better. It's not even close either. And not to say he's bad in Diablo 4. He's not bad. He's still a good voice actor in Diablo 4. But he's so much better in this. Like, it's not even in the same world. The voice direction is just completely... And the dialogue itself, to be fair. But let's go through a couple of these fucking... Like, your Lady Uria's Lord of Hollows. I think I just hyped up by the Lord of Hollows fucking thing. That's probably what's getting me there. Like, no bell tolls, and yet you've slipped into the painting. Like, why would you come up with a line like that? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit more appreciative of this since I do write a lot of dialogue myself. But just the structure of this one line, it feels so regal. It's like, really, like, you can tell this motherfucker is highborn. You can just tell. Like, Jesus, it's so good. No matter. If you've lost your way, the words of Lady Frida will guide you. And then even like 3 lines in, and we can already tell so much about his character. First one, well, this one tells you who he's speaking to. Like, even if you read this as a book, you could already decipher so much about the character. Well, he's kind of fucking arrogant. So just the first line. Second line, your Lady Uria's Lord of Hollows. So in the second line, you already know who he's talking to. And it references the choices you made in the game. Excellent touch. Excellent touch. No bell tolls, and yet you slipped into the painting. Here you can tell by the way the sentence is structured that he's highborn. He's quite regal and eloquent. No matter. If you've lost your way, the words of Lady Frida will guide you. And from this, you can already tell he's a man of he's a devout man. Whether he's faithful to his lady or to some other greater cause, you don't really know. But you can tell he's a man of a certain amount of faith and devoted in his way. Now go inside, show respect, and listen carefully, reinforcing that he's kind of arrogant. And he values his ladies quite highly. Just in this first paragraph, you can already tell basically the whole character. It's masterfully. I can't even describe how fucking amazing this dialogue is. Like, holy fuck. How do they do it? I wish I could write dialogue like this. Who writes this shit? Like they're translating from the Japanese. Is it the translator that's really fucking good? Or is it the Japanese? It must be the Japanese. Well, it must be a combination of both. It has to be a combination of both. It's so incredible. Holy shit. Jesus. It's just blowing my mind. I didn't even think about it too deeply until now. It's blowing my mind. I've got to learn some shit. I've got to start reading all From Software dialogue. Holy fuck. All right, what's keeping you? Go on, right inside. I think this is a repeat. Show respect and let Lady Frida guide you. You know, when you talk to a From Software NPC like twice, they give you like a repeat dialogue. If you attack him after you first meet him, all right. Why, you miserable mad hollow. You're nothing without a bell to guide your way. This is fucking good as fuck as well. Like, you can see the disdain in his voice when he's talking about you. Like, that's on the voice actor as well. But it's also on the dialogue. It's fucking good. Oh, it's good. It's good. Oh, shit. What is Lady Yuria thinking? Yeah, fair enough. Another reference to the player's choices. We like that. Yeah, and then from there, it just further reinforces his character. Let's see if we can find some unique lines that Oh yeah, this one. I've seen it time and time again. I've seen your kind, time and time again. Every fleeing man must be caught. Every secret must be unearthed. Such is the conceit of the self-proclaimed seeker of truth. But in the end, you lack the stomach for the agony you'll bring upon yourself. What an incredible piece of dialogue. Holy crap. Why does it sound so cool? I've got to think about it. I like off the top of my head, I can't quite understand why this sounds so cool. Let me just think about it for a bit. Holy shit. I don't even know. Every fleeing man must be caught. It has to be the way the sentence is structured. Very short sentences. Like usually just a few words each. I've seen your kind time and time again. Every fleeing man must be caught. Stop. Every secret must be unearthed. It's almost like a poem. Such is the conceit of a self-proclaimed seeker of truth. But in the end, you lack the stomach. For the agony, you can see the same. It reflects his character very well, for one. Every word is clearly very elegant, very articulate, but also you can feel the hatred in him, in each line. I can't properly describe it, but I've got to understand how these people do it. It's incredible. Yeah, there's so much depth to dialogue. Just even ignoring storytelling, just dialogue alone. There's so much you can learn. But yeah, I've got to step up my game. God damn. Fuck me. And this is one of the things that allows From Software to tell interesting stories in a very short amount of time with a very little dialogue. Like they're kind of the opposite of the way I do things, to be honest. Like where I have like tons and tons of dialogue, From Software only has a very select few sets of dialogue, but it's always, every single line is very meaningful, and I really appreciate that. And I'll read some of this from the chat before I go on. But yeah, it's man. Voice direction is always good on From Software games because they usually get theater actors. Morrigan from Dragon Age. Yeah. Morrigan. Does Morrigan have good dialogue? I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head. IE is Egon. What about Egon? Egon was good. Morrigan, my beloved, yeah. Structured like a poem, at least from a writing perspective, but obviously itself isn't a poem. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It has class and educated, yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's because they use metaphors a lot. Using metaphors a lot can fuck you in a lot of ways. But I feel like some people can do it really good. And From Software is a good example of that. And Nasu, who writes Fate Stay Night, is also a good example of using metaphors in a really good way. Look up the term lambic pentameter. It might have something to do with how sentences are structured. Yeah, we're going to look that up. Look that up for later. It used a lot in older English poetry. Interesting. Had a feeling it was a relation to poetry. Yeah. Damn, I miss English class. Yeah, I should have paid more attention. Have you read the first things Egon tells you? I think you'll really enjoy the dialogue. Yeah. I mean, I played through his storyline. I haven't made specific note of it though. I'll have to go back and have a look. Make English great again. Yeah, true. Get rid of all this Zuma shit. Let's go back to talking like fucking Shakespearean characters. All right. We don't need any of this fucking Zuma dialogue happening. Most of From Software games have botched translations, by the way. It doesn't matter. It's so beautifully written, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter if you want to tell an accurate story, but I don't care. Understand why English nerds think reading old poetry is fun? Yeah. Usually From Software games are very dialogue light. Stop every word in need to have weight and meaning. Yeah. So the writing needs to be bed tight. True. Yeah, the more and more I read it, it feels like weaving poetry. The choice of wording is very simple, but makes you imagine something much grander. Yeah, yeah. Also, those lines don't talk only to the Unkildred, but the player directly. Yeah, true. Necromator, yeah, how's it going? Bit of Valraven, yeah. Woodward sounds so infatuated for the game dialogue, lol. It's fucking amazing. I already love a Raven Knight bit. I need to sell it to me. Yeah. The insanity of the player base is and their infatuation is unreal. True. After writing, how many is that? 100,000 lines. He's a dialogue addict. It is a lot of fucking lines. Yeah, I love Aldir from Dark Souls 2. His dialogue had something on it. Yeah. I was referring to Morrigan's voice being a Glaquith's in my head. Or Lady D from Resident Evil 8. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Is that what I have in mind? Not exactly. But yeah. Everyone's going to have their own thoughts in their head. You'd hope, anyway. Need the British powdered wigs and the fancy-ass clothes, too, to get the speech bonus with the set? Yeah, true. Cloaks made from lions? Yeah. Dark Souls lore goes hard? True. We'll get into the lore in a bit. But for now, we're just going to talk about the dialogue. Now, what's this lambic pentameter that he talks about? It's a type of metric line used in traditional English poetry and verse drama. The term describes rhythm or meter established by the words in each line. Rhythm is measured in small groups of syllables called feet. Lambic indicates that the type of foot used is the lamb. Or iamb. What the fuck is iamb? Metrical foot used in poetry. Which in English is an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. Oh, unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. Indicates that I'm going to have to read this in more detail. Lambic pentameter is the most common meter in English poetry. It was first introduced into English by Chaucer in 14th century on the basis of French and Italian models. It is used in several major English poetic forms, including blank verse, the heroic couplet, and some of their traditional rhymed stanza forms. This doesn't mean anything to me. I need an example. I need fucking examples. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go over this in stream. Fourth. Oh, yeah, here we go. Rhythmic variation. Now is the winter of our discontent. A mote it is to trouble the mind's eye. Are these like sentences supposed to be connected? No, they're not. They're just random sentences. What does he mean by the X's? Nah, I'm going to have to study it. I'm going to have to read this properly. I'm not going to be able to understand this just in the stream. All right, we'll talk about that later. Lore dumping, oh boy, my time to shine. In what Dark Souls or Elden Ring? Honestly, I've been enriching my vocabulary by watching NL. What the fuck is NL? Maybe watch a video that explains it quick? It's probably a good idea. That's probably a good idea. Let's do some learning. Hopefully there's a quick video. I don't want to spend like 1,000 years on this. This one point. 5 minutes, that's all right. Oh, 3 minutes. Nice and short. 5 minutes, all right. All right, hang on. Learning with Weird World? True. Let's improve our writing. The complete guide to Shakespeare, okay?
Another term we need to understand is iambic pentameter. It's relatively easy to understand and much easier than it sounds.
Good.
We saw in another video that Shakespeare wrote in verse and prose. An iambic pentameter is quite simply a form of verse. Pentameter tells us that a typical line will be formed of 10 syllables, and this line taken from Richard II is a good example. So when this thief, this traitor, Bolingbroke, you should be able to hear the 10 syllables or individual vowel sounds clearly. So when this thief, this traitor, Bolingbroke. But a good question to ask is, well, if there are 10 syllables, why is it called pentameter? After all, in Greek, pente means 5, not 10. Well, pentameter actually means that each line is divided into 5 segments, which happen to be called feet, and each of these feet contains 2 syllables.
Okay.
Now, incidentally, this does not mean that a word must be contained within one specific foot. Words often fall into different feet. For example, the 2 syllables of the word traitor fall into feet 3 and 4, whilst the 3 syllables of the word Bolingbroke fall into feet 4 and 5. So now we know why the verse is called pentameter, but why is it called iambic? Well, iambic simply means the pentameter lines are made up of something called iambs, and an iamb is 2 syllables where more stress is placed on the second of those 2 syllables. It's often described as a didum rhythm. For example, the word compare is iambic because there's less stress on com and more stress on pair. Now, if you compare that with the word compare, you can hear that compare is not an iamb. So going back to our line, so when this thief, this traitor Bolingbroke, you can hear that there is more stress on the syllables when, thief, tray, bol, and brook. Now, if as an experiment we reverse this pattern, you can hear that it sounds unnatural in normal English pronunciation. So when this thief, this tray, tore Bolingbroke, so the didum rhythm is the basic pattern of iambic pentameter, and it also sounds quite speech-like in English. So, in summary, verse in Shakespeare's plays is written in iambic pentameter.
Why is it good though?
Which is 10 syllables divided into 5 feet, and each foot is an iamb. Simple as that.
That was pretty simple.
Give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and subscribe.
Thanks, Dr. Aiden. That was simple. Huh. But why does it sound... Why is that a good thing? I guess it's just rhythmic. I guess it makes sense for poetry. You'd want a certain rhythm to it. Does that also apply to normal writing? Maybe because it has more emphasis on each word? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So interesting. Anyway. Yeah, I think we've gone on about this long enough. But yeah, there's... The point is, it plays on the tune of the words and enhances the delivery. Oh yeah, fair. Should have watched the 5-minute one. Dum. Oh yeah. Anyway, I'll look that up later. But the point is, and I don't think, does Wilhelm do this all the time? He kind of. It absolutely can apply to normal writing to an extent. Interesting. Honestly, the word choice is probably what heavily influences it, beyond just how it's structured. Yeah, for sure, but the structure is really good as well. NA speeches are also dope when a villain gives an epic speech. True. But I don't know if I'd say it's on the quality of FromSoft. Well, I guess it depends on the villain and the anime. But yeah, fair enough. Anyway, the point is, one of the inspirations between I found on Elden Ring and also just in From Software games in general is the dialogue. It's just, its dialogue is almost always perfect, and I really appreciate that about the game. So that's step one about how Superhuman has been influenced by Elden Ring and the other From Software games. But do I need to listen to... Do I need to listen to some more dialogue? Do I need that? I'm just trying to think. Ranny's dialogue was really good. Ranny had some great dialogue. And her voice actress was incredible. That Welsh accent. Holy fuck. Generally, it heavily depends on the delivery. Yeah, you need good delivery. Godfrey, Igon, Morgott. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, let's listen to some Godfrey. Godfrey had such a good voice actor. Godfrey dialogue. Oh, cut dialogue. That could be interesting as well. But let's listen to a bit of Godfrey. Is the Welsh or the Cornish that fucks sheep? Trying to remember. I don't know. I don't know.
It's been a long while, Morgott.
Oh, Godfrey does the Middle English stuff really well as well.
Long and hard didst thou fight, tarnished warrior, spurned by the grace of gold.
Man, that line's fucking sick.
Be assured the Elden Ring resteth close at hand.
Hmm.
Alas, I am returned.
What a fucking Chad. Yeah. What a legend.
To be granted audience once more. Upon my name as Godfrey, the first Elden Lord.
God fucking damn. Holy shit. Bro, it's definitely not me IRL. Yeah, same, man. Same. What a fucking legend.
That will be all. Thou didst me good service, Sirach.
See, the way he structured that line, really good. Really gives the air of like the olden times, the atmosphere. Yeah, that's a tough one. Poor old Sarosh. Always feel sorry for him.
I've given thee courtesy enough.
Oh, that voice acting. Fucking hell. That line was a little bit weirdly delivered. But it had a great meme potential, so it was probably a good thing in the end. Oh, yeah, like, where was this example? Which one was it? Yeah, this one. This one. It uses a lot of the Middle English words. But even just the way, like, just using Middle English words won't give you the same atmosphere of like the medieval times and all that bullshit. It's the way they structure it as well. Like, you wouldn't structure a normal sentence like this. Like a normal sentence would be like something, "You served me well, I don't know, John." All right, that'd be how a normal sentence. But this, it just feels so much better. Yeah. Yeah, you can't just insert the Middle English words and think that you're doing a good job. You got to structure it properly as well. Yeah. And that's something I want to try and get better at. Yeah. I think understanding that what English poets call meter is really important for making this sort of dialogue flow well. I still don't know enough about this myself. Makes me want to read more, Lamau. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some studying about it. That's why some From Software is just better. Yeah. It is really fucking good. But yeah. Oh, Mesmer had some fucking sick-ass dialogue. I don't know if I want to just be watching From Software fucking dialogue the whole fucking day. But, yeah, Mesmer had some great fucking dialogue. Actually, we are going to watch Mesmer. Fuck it.
Mongrel intruder.
It reminds me of Gilgamesh every time I hear that.
That tarnished, it seemeth. Mother, wouldst thou truly lordship sanction?
Yeah, look at that line.
In one so bereft of light.
Who the fuck wrote that line? I need his name. He needs to fucking tutor me. Jesus.
Yet, my purpose
standeth
unchanged. Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death. In the embrace of Mesmer's flame.
What a fucking legend. So badass. Now this has some crazy fucking shit here.
I will not suffer. A lord devoid of light.
That's a good line as well. Mesmer has all good lines. Every single line Mesmer says is fucking good. It's gold.
No, mother. Forgive me.
Ugh. It's Miyazaki himself? Yeah. So fucking cool. Goddamn.
Soon tarnished. Wilt thou be taken in the jaws
What a fucking sick ass line.
of the abyssal serpent, shorn of light?
Holy fucking shit. What a fucking sick line. Let me hear that again.
Wilt thou be taken in the jaws?
Holy fucking shit. Who wrote that? Someone tell me who wrote that. Holy fucking shit. What a good ass fucking line. Oh my god. Who came up with this? Oh man. It's so fucking good. Why is it so goddamn good? Jesus. It's making me depressed. Still got a ways to go, guys. Still got a ways to go. God damn. This line's fantastic. Song with a sad face. Why are you sad, song? Especially old Norse poetry. I don't know why, but that shit is just fucking chef's kiss. Valhalla did it decently. You mean Assassin's Creed? I didn't play it. Look weird, I'm going to tell you. But if you meet him, without me I'll cry. It's Miyazaki himself. Wait. Go back to the "Oh mother, forgive me" line. Why? Miyazaki wrote it. Did he? He wrote it himself. How? He doesn't speak English. How does he? How the fuck does he do that? I guess it gets translated. Some old Norse, like goddamn. I don't know if I know. The line he says when he dies, "Mother America, a curse upon thee." Yeah, true. It's what Elden Ring reminds me of Elden Ring. I think I saw a hint about a secret. What is this? It's 1 minute. Right, we can watch 1 minute. Is this not in English? How am I supposed to know if this is good or not? Weird World is coming right now to the VA. Yeah, true. 40-second mark. Okay. Unbound towards the home of men. Will Fenrisulfur fare before we will see a king as great in his stead? Cattle die, kinsmen die, earth and land deserted, since Hakon left, with heathen gods many men harried. Yeah. That is cool as dog. Is this a poem? That is cool. Get that man some cough syrup? Yeah, true. He had a deep fucking voice. Reminds me of Lorath. Or Wilhelm. But yeah. God damn. I don't know if I want to listen to this. We already listened to Godfrey. But yeah, fucking hell. Alright. I think that's enough about the dialogue section. We talked a bit about the dialogue. That was fun. But yeah. God damn. Weird World is a reaction channel now. Yeah, true. I get why people do it. Reactions are fucking fun. I just get to watch shit and talk about it. To be fair, Elden Ring did use convalescing instead of recovering. Don't know what either of those mean. Today feels slow. Usually around 35 to 40 peeps in here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what makes people want to watch or what makes people not want to watch. I don't get it. It's I just sort of consider it all. Well, I say that I probably should. I was going to say I consider it all out of my control, but really, I should probably try and research it a little bit and figure it out. The whole goal was to like bring other people in. I haven't been making fucking YouTube videos. I haven't been doing shit with this. But yeah, I'll get around to it. I just need to think about it a little bit more. But yeah. I mean, I'm in the middle of something and I'm still listening to this. Oh, I appreciate it. What are you doing? You working? Some people do that. All right. That's the dialogue section crossed off. Well, what else have I got on the list? Oh yeah, there's 3 things on the list. One is dialogue. And I think dialogue is the strongest of the 3. I think. Well, actually, no. They're all pretty strong. The second is characters. And the third is lore. Or, well, actually, the second is lore. The third is characters. That's the way I wrote it down. But yeah. So, let's get into the fucking lore. Let's just pull up some Elden Ring weapons. Just random. Let's have a look at some random lore. Yep. Let me think about why I appreciate the lore so much. I'm sure there's probably extensive videos on why the storytelling of Elden Ring is so good. But I'm going to try and think up my own original take. And maybe it coincides with what other people have said. But maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Let me just think a bit. For one, well, first I'll say this. Elden Ring and Bloodborne have the best lore by far, in my opinion. Oh, it might be to my tastes as well, so keep that in mind. But in my opinion, Elden Ring and Bloodborne both have by far the most interesting lore. And the reason for that is I really like the cosmic... I don't know if cosmic horror is the right word. Like, the cosmic scale of both of these worlds. Like, the unknowable Cthulhu-like deities that exist. Like, the outer gods, the fucking all that bullshit. All of that suits to my taste very heavily. And I love that shit. Like, all of it's fucking awesome. So, I'll say that for one. Dark Souls lore is good. Don't get me wrong. Like, Gwyn, the gods, the Abyss, Manus, and Gale. Oh, fucking hell, Gale was such a good boss fight. I still think Slave Knight Gale is the best boss fight From Software has ever done, in my opinion. It was so fucking good. Holy shit. Gale was fucking amazing. But yeah, I think generally speaking, Bloodborne and Elden Ring have the best lore. Like the blood of the Dark Soul. Oh shit. We should have listened to fucking Gale's dialogue. Holy shit, Gale has some good dialogue in his final boss fight. Fucking hell. Oh. Damn. Cosmic horror is any horror that shows us how small we are. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the cosmic horror aspect of Bloodborne and Elden Ring is just really fucking cool. I really like it. So we'll get that out of the way. So the theme itself is really good. Just the raw subject material is really good. I'm just trying to think about the way they portray it, the way they tell the story. Oh, I know. Let's go back to being a React channel. Let's watch the first trailer of Elden Ring. Elden Ring trailer. I recommend Gandurn at Liza P one day. Soundtrack and the ambience of the game is solid, 10 out of 10. I should play the game. Not this one. Is it the announcement one? Yeah, it is the announcement trailer. Fucking hell. Let me know if you change your mind. I'm making edits to Christy and Kelsey. Huh? Okay, whatever. The way they tell this shit. This goes back to dialogue as well, because the dialogue here is fucking great. I can't believe they got George R. R. Martin to do this shit. Like, look at the imagery on this shit.
I doubt you could even imagine it.
Godric. Back when he was a scrawny motherfucker.
That which commanded the stars, giving life its fullest brilliance. The Elden Ring.
Holy shit.
Oh, Elden Ring.
Back when we didn't know what Scarlet Rot was.
Shattered by someone or something.
Finley.
Don't tell me you don't see it. Look up at the sky. It burns.
Radgon's already falling apart. Man, you see how subtle they were with the Radagon and Marika changing? Holy shit. Alright, I think I understand why I like it so much. A little bit better now. And it's the subtlety of it. Everything From Software does is so incredibly subtle. Like they foreshadow everything. They drop hints about everything, but they never explicitly tell you anything either. Like everything about From Software it's so fucking subtle.
Elden.
Like the fucking just the imagery of her Scarlet Rot here. No one knows what the fuck's going on.
Elden.
Yeah, I keep fucking Radagon fucking smashing the Elden Ring. We have no idea what the fuck the Elden Ring is. Like he says it commands the stars, which gives like that cosmic horror scale feel. But we still have no idea what the fuck that is. And even to this day, we don't even fucking giant flyer here, motherfucker. Got his ass. But we don't even really know what the Elden Ring does. Really. Like part of the Golden Water, sure, yeah, but why? Like, yeah, still. Like, Jesus. The dialogue, well, I should say monologue. It's not really dialogue. But, yeah, holy shit. Yeah, that's one of the most amazing things about From Software games. Just how subtle it is about everything. I'm sure people have probably said that before. Now that I think about it, it's not really a unique take. That From Software doesn't tell you shit. Yeah, obviously. But yeah, just I don't know how to properly describe it. It's just that what they do tell you, the few slivers that they do tell you, it triggers the imagination so incredibly well. I don't know how to describe it properly. Ah, man. Makes me want to be a better writer. Just watching this shit. Fucking hell. That's it, America. I love it so much, yeah. Yeah, but George R.R. wrote the years before Shattering, and From Soft went Cthulhu on that shit. Did George write the gods as well? I don't know the extent of what I heard was that George wrote the world before the Shattering, and Miyazaki wrote it afterwards and fucked everything up, like destroyed everything. So George would have come out with the concept of Radahn, of Melania, and Morgoth, and Godwin, and how that family structure, all that worked, and then Miyazaki's the one who like put them to war against each other and slaughtered each other and all that. That's my understanding of how it worked, but I don't know if how much George wrote about like the magic system, the gods, and all that. I don't know how much he had a part in that. I don't know if it's stated anyway. Weirdworld, you are already a goated writer, Widkin. You're amazing. Yeah. You can always be better though. You can always be better, in my opinion. And I think From Software just does a lot of things that I do better, to be honest. And yeah. What an amazing studio. I wonder if they'll ever get shit like BioWare. Can you imagine? From Software gone down the toilet? I shouldn't be so mean to BioWare. I'm sure they still do good stuff. But, man, hopefully From Software just stays good forever. Hopefully Miyazaki is immortal and lives on forever making games. I guess Miyazaki didn't directly overlook Armored Core 6, and that was a fantastic game. So, the spirit of Miyazaki is still in the company, even if he does retire. So there's that as well. You have to fill in the gaps on your own, which makes it not only amazing, but extremely personal. Yeah, that's true. It's true. But it's more than that. It's more than that. Like, everything they do tell you is so carefully structured and planned that it's all done with intention. And the intention always pulls out the imagination in such a unique way. Like, other games do this. Like, there's a lot of like Souls-like games that tell their lore in this kind of way where they don't tell you everything, they don't reveal everything. Like, only they have their item descriptions and stuff. But it's not the same. And the reason it's not the same is because of the things that they do. The things they do tell you isn't the same as what the things From Software tells you. It's different. There's a clear intention behind what From Software tells you, and it's very clever. I can't exactly put my finger on it, and it's no wonder these other games can't do it because it's so hard to understand and properly wrap your head around. Like you can't even understand why it's good, let alone how to replicate it and do it yourself. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yes, he did. He wrote the outline of the world, and Miyazaki ran with it. Right. George R.R. had very, very little with the finished product. I don't know if that's true. I think in terms of lore, he wrote like the baseline for Elden Ring, and I think that's quite important. What are you and Satha talking about, Eldritch? What the fuck? I haven't followed the conversation. What the fuck are you talking about? Bite your fucking tongue? Yeah. BioWare is being anally fucked by EA. From Software doesn't have anything like that, so it's all good. True, but what happens if one day they get like fully bought out by Bandai Namco? What happens if they're like fully bought by them? And then they have to like fucking obey their whims or whatever, you know? I don't know. BioWare was hijacked, dragged behind the warehouse and shot. Yeah. Man, I low-key wish BioWare got bought out by literally anyone else. Yeah, if Sony bought BioWare, would BioWare still be good? I'd say probably. Yeah, he wants to step down in directing games and make games he really wants, also I've heard. Well, as long as he's still making games, you know. Nah, it's fine to dunk on BioWare. Old BioWare is dead. Same with Blizzard Entertainment. Yeah. Like, you just fucking Blizzard. Compare the old fucking Blizzard trailers to the new Blizzard trailers. You seen their new CGI trailers? Like, did you watch the new War Within trailer? Like, fuck, that was boring. Jesus. Oh, it was so boring. Like, don't get me wrong, the animation was great and all. The designs looked cool. Well, actually, the designs weren't all that. But yeah, the animation was good and all. But man, it was so fucking boring. Jesus, what happened to Blizzard? Shit. My favorite piece of lore from DLC was Midra, which was 2 items. They spun an entirely different narrative. I don't know if I'd say it's a different narrative. It's a new narrative. But I feel like it's in line with what we knew about the Frenzied Flame. Midra was my favorite boss fight. The music, the fight itself, the movements, like the way the Frenzied Flame head pulled the body along. Like it's like subtle storytelling like that through gameplay that's really fucking good. Midra was an amazing fight. There's a perfect balance of difficulty as well. I doubt Bandai is as incompetent as EA. True. I also agree with that. I'm making Christy and Kelsey fully avoidable so I can finally have my edgy virgin dreams. Ah, yeah, fine. Is Kelsey not avoidable? Avoidable? I forget. The old Blizz is dead. Don't bring it up. I still played Overwatch 2. I heard Overwatch 2 is bringing back the 6v6. So, yeah, good luck with that. I still don't know why it's called that. Not even a proper sequel. Yeah, I didn't really get much into it. Honestly, Blizzard had a real edge to them back before World of Warcraft. Then it slowly went downhill from there. Original WoW did have some edge to it though. Yeah. Like fucking Hellscream. Fuck, Hellscream was fucking cool. What was that trailer? I forget. It was Worlds of Draenor. That's it. What a sick ass fucking trailer. Holy shit. Yeah, the PvE died in a few months, and it's not as good as it was. PvE for what? Well? And to further Scyther's explanation, I said I don't care enough to need a mod. Oh, okay. Fair enough. She's only via the morgue. Okay. Kelsey is not unavoidable. Well, as Scyther said, unless you piss off Jake. Okay, alright. I don't know. Alright. Yeah, but goddamn. Let's have a look at some of the lore. Let's have a look at some of the lore Elden Ring's got. What are some good weapons with some good lore? The script. I use these. These are fucking cool. These are cool weapons. In one of my playthroughs. Malekith's Blade. I would like to say to see Widwell play Slay the Princess. I don't know, I feel like that's a lot of reading. Is there a lot of reading or is it all voice acted? Dark Moon Greatsword. Yeah, they are good games. Voice acted. Oh, maybe I will then. Velvet of Saint. Oh, this is a new. I never got this weapon. Let's have a look at Saint Trina. This is basically just me satisfying my curiosity, but I do think it's good examples of lore. Let's find like an outer god weapon. What's it? There's a scorpion. I think there are like a couple of lines that you need to read. The lines you read are your own words. Oh, that's fine. As long as I'm not reading all the characters. Honestly, this is the first stream where I don't have too much written down at all for the wiki. It's also the first day a Trump rally ran sooner than a weird stream. Is that right? Just right. Weird World thinks writing in Elden Ring is pretty. True. Some other good lore weapons. Yeah. Cloudstone Gale, maybe? Oh, this one. I've never read this one. Alright, I think that's probably enough. Velvet Sword of Saint Trina. Silver Sword of Saint Trina, now stained the color of velvet. Inflicts eternal sleep. When Saint Trina was abandoned, the faint light purple mists coalesced into an intoxicating deep purple cloud. This one's not particularly interesting, to be fair. Although I do like how it's written. All it really tells us is that Saint Trina was abandoned. Yeah. Dark Moon Greatsword. A moon greatsword bestowed by a Carian queen upon her spouse to honor a long-standing tradition. One of the legendary armaments. Randy's sigil is a full moon, cold and leaden. This sword is but a beam of its light. Oh, that's a cool fucking line. That's a cool ass fucking line. And it does like give you a bit of insight into Randy's character as well. Even though you already know she's kind of cold. But yeah. And also tells you about it being a marriage proposal. Yeah. Let me try and think about why this is good. Given to me by my wife? Yeah, true. For one, that is one reason it's good. It adds immersion. Like having like an object that represents your marriage or a betrothal. I think that's important and it added value to the game. Plus, it's it's the Moonlight Greatsword. Everyone loves the fucking Moonlight Greatsword, so there's that as well. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, one thing From Software does good with the items is that a lot of them outline the structure of the world. Like this saying how it's a long-standing tradition to honor the spouse or whatever, all that. Yeah, a lot of From Software items do this, where you get insight on like the hierarchies, like the political structures, and everything like that, mostly through items like this. Like my world is like the world of Superhuman, to bring it back to Superhuman a little bit. It's not quite the same. It's a little bit similar though, in that a lot of the world is delivered piece by piece by piece. Not by item descriptions, but generally by characters just talking about the world in some way or another. Just like talking about the curing of cancer, how the world's divided into sectors. Then there's the speech of the Supreme Minister. Like stuff, like piece by piece, the world slowly fills in. Like it becomes more and more fleshed out. And that's something I kind of took from software a little bit. It's not exactly the same because obviously I don't have item descriptions because, you know, it's not like that kind of game. But it's something I find more interesting. Like rather than having like a big info dump of like, yeah, this is how everything is structured. Yeah, we got the parliament, we got this and that. This sector of the government does that, this does that. Rather than having all that done at like the start or some midpoint or whatever, having it delivered like naturally through the story as the story progresses and that information becomes more necessary, you deliver more of that information. And you don't do it like through a specific explanation per se. You have it delivered through events, rather. And I quite like that. I do quite like that. Weird one. My one true complaint about Elden Ring, beyond the controls, is the fact that I cannot remain maidenless. I don't want a giant sexy blue wife or anything else. Just a goon in peace. I don't know how anyone can resist Ranny, but I don't know. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright. We'll read a couple. I've mostly said what I wanted to say about the lore, but we'll read through the rest of them, just for the sake of it. Malekith's black blade, which once harbored the power of the Rune of Death. A sad shadow of its former glory. It does look a bit shattered. After a fragment of death was stolen on that fateful night, Malekith bound the blade within his own flesh, such that none might ever rob death again. Ah, so that's why he stabbed his hand with that knife. Because he bound the blade within himself. Ah, interesting, interesting. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool as fuck. Dagger fashioned from the great scorpion tail, glistening with scarlet rot, a ceremonial tool used by heretics, crafted from the relic of a sealed outer god. I like the god of rot. Like, I like Melania in general, but I like the god of rot. Everything about it is weird. It feels very eldritch. Everything about it is like, no, not in the same way. Maybe in the same way Cthulhu is. But not with like tentacles or anything like that. Everything about it feels very like a god that can't influence the world directly, but corrupts it in its own way. I really find that interesting about the God of Rot. And it's such a malicious way too. Yeah, I really like that. And just like the subtle mention that the outer god is sealed and not just, you know, not just an outer god that can't fear, that it's actually sealed. Very nice. Never read this one. Weapon of Dragon Communion Priestess. A dragonstone hammer resembling an ancient flower. The 4 petals and the flower's core are all sharp, ending in points, and are capable of dealing heavy damage to dragons. No, that's kind of boring. Not boring, just not that interesting. Head of Meteor, the Finger Mother, wielded as a weapon without modification. From within the center of the fingerprint that wrinkles the creature's foremost protrusion, a tiny wart-like eye gazes vacantly into the beyond. Oh, it's got an eye in it. Oh, I guess, yeah, she shot like laser beams and shit. Yeah, that's cool as fuck. That's sick as fuck. Meteor was a good fight. Oh, if you want a game with some good dialogue, I'd suggest Legacy of Kain series, Soul Reaver 1, 2, and Defiance specifically. They're pretty old games, right? EA also killed my beloved Command and Conquer. I hate them. Fair. That's fair. Goddamn. Alright. That's the lore section done. I don't think that went on for quite as long. But yeah, that's done. Last thing Elden Ring does that I really admire is the characters. And I don't mean Elden Ring specifically. I mean characters in general. Like, yeah, all the From Software games have pretty damn good characters. Armored Core has some great characters. Rusty was a great character in Armored Core. Goddamn, what a good character. But the reason I like the characters in Elden Ring is because something I really admire about stories in general is if you can tell a really immersive, emotionally, if you can draw out someone's emotions in a very short amount of time. And that's what I think Elden Ring does. Because Elden Ring's dialogue is always so intentional and always so valuable, they're able to make you care about a character to a certain degree, not to like a full degree, but to a certain degree in a very short amount of time with a very limited amount of dialogue. A good example of this is like Siegmeyer. Wait, is it Siegwood or Siegmeyer? The original is Dark Souls 1-1. Like From Software can really make you care about that character with really only two things. A few lines of dialogue, like probably under 20, and also some certain situations in which they put you as his ally fighting in certain situations. Really, I don't know how to properly describe it. Because the reason I don't know how to properly describe it is because I don't know how to do it myself. Like, it's something I always admire about stories that can make you... That can tell a full character arc in such a short amount of time. And part of it is supplemented by gameplay, because due to like gameplay and the bosses you fight in between, it kind of like makes it feel longer than it actually is. Like if you did it all back to back, it probably wouldn't feel as long or as satisfying. So part of it is supplemented by gameplay. But part of it is also just how intentional every line is delivered. And I don't know how to explain it, and I don't know how to do it. It's something I'd have to think about it. Siegmeyer is Dark Souls 1? Yeah, I thought so. Siegwood is Dark Souls 3. I thought so. Hello, Weird World. Hope I'm not arriving at the end of the stream. Not quite. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. Samurai runtime. I don't know much about Elden Ring, admittedly, so I'll take your word for it, given how popular it is. Yeah, fair enough. We're praising Eltrid hates FromSoft. Does he actually? I don't, Ramnor? Oh. I just don't praise them as hard, that's it. Yeah. Well, maybe you'll agree or disagree with some of the things I said in the past. But you missed the main one. The main one was the dialogue. That's the one I think Elden Ring does such a masterful job of. Jesus, the dialogue's goddamn good. The main, like, don't get me wrong. The lore and the characters are good, but I think the dialogue is what's truly peak about. No, the lore and the dialogue. Characters is probably last on the list. But I'm going to keep talking about that. Yep. What the fuck was I talking about? I've already forgotten. Oh yeah. Telling interesting stories in a short amount of time for a character. I find that very impressive. Smooches, I'm off. Yeah, see you, Ramnor. Let's oh yeah. We're going to do some more reacting because we are a React channel now. The Elden Ring DLC had some of the best written characters in all of From Software. Like, yeah, Ansbach, Tholier, Needle Knight later. They were fucking incredible. And and the culmination, and the reason why is because the culmination of their characters was so incredibly well done. Like, I don't know what I'd rate each individual boss for From Software. I haven't done like a tier list or anything for that. But if I were to do a tier list, this boss would be at the fucking top. Even though the gameplay of it is pretty fucking standard, pretty fucking average. Just the lore and the character implications of this boss fight is fucking amazing. What's it called? Shit, I forgot what it's called. Leader, boss, dialogue? Is that? Saw a video of that about this before. What's the soundtrack called? Music. Oh, Those United in a Common Cause. Oh, one thing I will say. The music in fucking From Software is amazing. But I don't have anything to do with music, so I'm not going to go too far into it. But yeah, the music From Software has is... They get better every time. Every game, they make better and better music. Well, I keep saying except for Dark Souls 2, but the truth is I just don't remember much about Dark Souls 2, so maybe it is. But Bloodborne had better music than any previous Dark Souls game, in my opinion. And Dark Souls 3 had better music than Bloodborne. And Elden Ring had better music than Dark Souls 3, in my opinion. They keep improving the music every single fucking time. Dark Souls 2 lore was peak. Yeah, I can't remember. Check it out. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, the characters in fucking Elden Ring. I'm trying to think about what makes them so good. Like, what makes Arnsbach such a good fucking character? I'd have to do a full dive into his character to properly say. But just off the top of my head, a few things come to mind. One is his loyalty to Mohg. It's really admirable in this way, even though Mohg was, at least in the past, considered quite a bad guy. His loyalty to him really fucking hit me hard. I really appreciated that. It was so well written. Just his bearing and his dialogue, his voice acting. Such a good character. I'll check out some later tonight. I need a good background music. Yeah, it's fucking incredible. Well, listen to this music. We're going to play this one. This has got some good fucking music right here. All right. Let's have a listen to this shit. It has all the dialogues. All the fucking characters. What a good fucking boss fight. One of the best boss fights I've ever seen from Software, even though you're basically just fighting a bunch of NPCs. There's basically nothing special about it at all, except for the lore and the dialogue and the music.
Don't you dare approach Mikula the Kind. Needle Knight's Leader, Dryleaf Dane, and our allies will never allow this.
Great voice actress, by the way.
I am the Redmane Freya. The time has come.
I should put on that.
I hope for a worthy foe. This is our moment. Let's make it something to remember.
'Tis just as the woman said it would be. Lord of the Earth Tree, Lord of Marika, you two deserve to face the reckoning.
Hornset was a great character as well.
I never could have imagined it. That you might be the Earth Tree's rightful lord. Such as it is, this battle could not be more fitting for the birth of a new god and the coming of a lord.
Listen to that dialogue. Jesus.
I am Ansbach of the Pureblood Knights. I stand with blade aloft, blood of fire, for the dignity of my lord and master Mohg. Righteous tarnished, it appears that our interests have aligned. A balm upon my soul it is that we do not meet today as enemies. Now, my blade, watch closely.
Holy shit.
Well, good Freya, it will be my honor to test my blade against a Redmane.
Thank you, Sir Ansbach. The mere sight of your blade sets my heart aflutter. All the more I yearn to crush it in my grasp.
That's a fucking sick line.
How readily the sensation returns. The runaway spirit of war.
So is that. Every piece of dialogue here is fucking amazing.
I'm here to serve Sintrina evermore. You and I, fighting. Tragedy this is. Simul, I do not wish to fight you, but I have a new purpose I must see through. Mikula the Kind will help us forget.
Now that music drop.
I am deeply sorry for doubting you. I am here only to grant Sintrina's singular wish. I will stop Mikola the Kind. He will never become a god.
What a great fucking character.
I seem to have made a poor judgment about you, or perhaps Centrina.
You have no understanding. The kind Mikola, the Centrina's love, not the finest blade, nor the mightiest armor, will spare your life from the poison of Teolia.
What a savage line.
Lady
Holy
Leda,
shit.
Your suspicions were dead on. In the end, I could not bury the memories of Lord Moog and our pact of blood.
I can't fathom your convictions. After knowing kindly Nicola, what remains to pledge to your Lord of Blood? I'm sorry for speaking to you as a compatriot when we stood before the withered arm. By way of apology, I will reveal the marrow of my sword, its needles that will stitch you into death.
I offer this fight to Mikola the Kind and Rita.
That's a good fucking line.
Oh, Mikola, please. Redeem our clan.
Sad. Forever.
Kindly Mikola, make the world a gentler place.
Every single line. This is going to be more about dialogue again, but it also relates to characters. Every single line here is, one, incredibly meaningful to their characters in general, but also tells you a lot about their characters as well. And some of it's stuff you already know or might have pieced together based on your previous interactions with them. But fucking hell, each and every line delivered here, how is it so goddamn amazing? Yeah, the starts are pretty basic. Well, let's look at some of the more notable lines. Where was it? Every single line Arnsbach gives is fucking incredible. But we're going to look at the more specific ones. Like, my blade, watch closely. That's a sick fucking line. Yep. This is something. This line of dialogue is very good for a specific reason. I feel like a lot of people, a lot of media these days, they have a little bit of trouble writing powerful female characters. And I don't mean like they have trouble making them powerful. It's easy as fuck to make a woman powerful. You just give them like a loss of power. It's easy as fuck. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing. Anyone could do it. But a lot of people have trouble making it, writing them well. And what I mean by that is including and emphasizing their femininity while also showing how powerful they can be. It's hard to explain, and I can understand why people struggle with it. But in my opinion, Redmayne Freya is a good example of how you make a powerful female character. And this relates back to characters. But just look at this line. The mere sight of your blade sets my heart aflutter. A very feminine sounding line. Like she's like a very headstrong type warrior type who loves battle and all that. But this line is still very feminine in its way. Like this is something you'd expect a woman to say. Well, not expect, because it's such a good line. You wouldn't expect it. You'd never see this coming. No one would see this line coming because it's so fucking good. It's too good for normal people to imagine. But hearing it, you think this is a very feminine, striking line. Then straight after it, what does she say? All the more I yearn to crush it in my grasp. Such a sick fucking line. And something that shows the duality between feminine but also powerful. And it's really fucking good. I really appreciate that in the character. Like, how do I explain this? I don't dislike females that completely discard their femininity in a series. Like, I'm kind of making it sound like that by the way I'm praising Freya here. But I also don't necessarily dislike that. I think there's a way you can do that well. But a way to do that even better, in my opinion, is to have the femininity and the strength blended seamlessly together. And that's something I always appreciate when I see it in a piece of media. Whether it's like something simple like Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor is like basically the perfect example. Like more than Freya, because Freya only gets a few lines. Sarah Connor is like the perfect blend of femininity and strength. Like, you know, the motherhood, like the vulnerability, the emotion, while also having like the determination, the will, and like just the badass aspect. It's interesting to think about and interesting to study, to see the way different people write women. I always find it interesting. And sometimes I do think, am I doing it right? Am I writing female characters correctly? When I write, say, I don't know, Ella or Alice or Liz or whoever the hell, am I doing it rightly? Sometimes I think I am, sometimes I think I'm not. But generally, I like to look to really powerful characters like these that really showcase how I think women should be portrayed in media, generally speaking. You know, there's exceptions for everything. But, yeah. Anyway. Man, the rolling will never stop being goofy as fucking Souls-like games. It is a bit weird to roll. I think Bloodborne's dodge step is cooler, in my opinion. I think From Software should have went in that direction instead of doing the roll. I suppose the roll is kind of iconic at this point. Like, would people be pissed if they got rid of the roll? I don't know, maybe. But I feel like the dodge step of Bloodborne is cooler. Hello, how are we doing? Hey, podcast. How's it going? Goon session? Yeah, I don't know about that. Off topic. Could someone explain these weird points to me? What do you mean, weird points? Oh. I think it's just a Twitch thing. I don't know exactly how it works. Ripley 2 from Aliens? Yeah, true. Like, yeah, how he cares for the little girl. But, you know, steps up when she has to. It's all very good. The more you watch, the more points you get. Then you spend on stuff like a PS5. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. You get a PS5. I'm sure that'll happen. EA. Hey, Limdo. I don't know how to say your name. But yeah, generally, these are my overall thoughts on how Elden Ring has inspired Superhuman as a general rule. Dialogue, lore, and characters. All of them are masterfully done. I think they're... I don't know if I want to make strong statements. The storytelling is very different to a lot of stories, so I don't know if I feel right saying that it's the best at storytelling. I think the lore is the most interesting lore I've really ever seen in a video game. Like, I can't really think of lore more interesting. Devil May Cry, not really. Drakengard, maybe. Drakengard has some very interesting lore. Drakengard's lore is actually quite similar to From Software's lore, actually. But I think From Software probably does it better. I'm just trying to think. Is there any lore that's better than Elden Ring or Bloodborne? I can't really think of anything. So I think lore might be the best done in any game I've ever, or any piece of media I've ever seen. Maybe. Well, maybe there's things like Dune and stuff that might be like Warhammer 40k. Maybe, yeah, there's probably exceptions. Warhammer 40k has some fucking sick ass lore, and so does Dune. So, not the best in media, but the best in video games, I think. In terms of video games, oh yeah, World of Darkness, true. Elder Scrolls, I don't know if I like Elder Scrolls as much as I like From Software lore. Elder Scrolls has some cool lore, and has a lot of lore. But I don't know. World of Darkness lore is really cool. So I'd say that's definitely up there. But yeah. So lore, I think it's among the top, if not at the top, Elden Ring. Characters, maybe not, because even though I said they deliver a lot really good characters in a short amount of time, the truth is that the characters, they're not as extensive as most other games. And so I can't really say that they do the best characters, even though I think they're really good. In dialogue, I think they probably have the best dialogue I've ever seen in games. Maybe. I can't think off the top of my head any game that has better dialogue than this. Dragon Age had some good dialogue, but that heavily depended on the scenes you were engaging in. Like Dragon Age Origins had some really good dialogue. Other than that, Nier had some good dialogue. Nier had some very good dialogue, and Automata had some very good dialogue as well. But the way each line is so expertly crafted in FromSoftware's games, I just think it might be the best. It might just be the best in terms of dialogue. Like other games deliver more of it, so they can't as consistently deliver great dialogue. So I think it's a little bit unfair to say FromSoftware has the best dialogue, but I think they do, and it is just because they have so much more time to focus on each individual line, and they have to because their lines are so infrequent that they need everyone to be like meaningful and packed full of information. So yeah, I do think FromSoftware has the best dialogue in any game I've played. Yeah, but yeah, those three aspects, they're why Elden Ring and FromSoftware games as a whole have influenced my writing of Superhuman, and they're kind of something to strive for as well. Because I don't think I'm anywhere close to the level where I need to be to replicate anything they do. Even like discounting gameplay, just in terms of like storytelling, world building, dialogue. I think they do most things better than I do. If not everything better than I do. And they're really something to look up to in terms of how I develop. But yeah, just amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Fuck, now I want a Souls-like Mass Effect that should be wild, set in galaxies fucked by Reaper's aftermath. That would be cool. That would be fucking cool. Hello, Weird World. Hey, Dixon. How's it going? First time chat. Good to have you. Blowing my points for this. Nico one. Yeah. Yes, Elder Scrolls and Water Darkness. Yeah. Hell yeah, let me check those out. Best stories in the game is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, I don't know about that. Or I blew too many. Yeah. Morrowind lore was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy, actually. Yeah. Morrowind, I think, might have had the best lore. With like the Nerevarine. Am I saying that right? And Almalexia and the Sothacil and all that. Yeah. Dark Elves have a crazy history. I do like the Dark Elves. In fact, I think they might have the best history, maybe. Like the beginning of the Empire is really interesting as well. But I really like Dark Elf mythology. Weird World rants. If you want Brave fantasy, yeah, true. I've already played rants. Yuck. It's an extremely delicate balancing act of rape. I don't know how Alice Soft did it. But Rance's story outshines the rape stuff. Yeah, Rance is a good story. To break down why Rance does rape, he himself got raped by two women, and instilled the idea in his mind, subcon wise, to do it with all women. Yeah, sure. Yeah. The better reason, of course, is just because they like the fetish. That's how it is. But yeah, I don't have a problem with extreme themes in games. It's just that usually they're not to my taste. Which is why I don't include it in Superhuman. Well, that and the Patreon stuff. But yeah. There is a movie series, or there's a movie or series, I don't know, where a rapist is sentenced to be amputated bit by bit until the family of the victim tells the prison to stop. Seems fun, I guess. It seems depressing and boring to me. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can dramatize it to make it interesting. I don't know. Yeah, the Dunma and the Chimera. Chimera? Who's the Chimera? The Chimera law was great in Morrowind, especially how the tribunal affected it. Almalexia keeping her... yeah. Chimera, look. Sothasil taking on the Dunma curse while Vivek's being split down the middle. Vivek was quite the surprise. Yeah. Wait, I'm trying to remember. Vivek was the one... Wait. Which one was the one that was already dead when you find him? I haven't played it so long. I can't fucking remember. Was it Vivek or was... No, that was Sothasil. Sothasil had like the dwarven technology and all that, right? You find him dead? That was cool as fuck. Oh, the Kimmer. Okay. Yeah. I get what you mean. Wait, Kimmer? Kimmer's the Snow Elves, right? Yeah, you have to remind me. I haven't played the games in fucking 1,000 years. Haven't watched, so I don't know if it's any good. Sounds like a show or movie that makes you feel bad for the rapist. Probably. Yeah, that does sound a bit like that. There's a limit on how far you should go with punishment. Probably true. I'm bad around rape for some reason. What could that be? I can't watch movies with rape scenes in it, but I can watch torture and stuff, no problems. Oh, that is weird. Being okay with torture but not rape? I guess if you were a woman, that would make a lot of sense. Or maybe you're just sensitive to women's issues. Maybe that's why. Yeah, I don't know. That's a bit weird. Unless it's one of those child fuckers. Do them all the time. Yeah. I mean, when it comes to like things like pedophilia versus like murder or something, I think a murder is objectively worse than pedophilia, in my opinion. Although I think all of them should carry like the the maximum sentence. Is rape worse? No, I think rape is a tier below. Yeah, rape would be a tier below pedophilia. The pedophilia would be a tier below murder. And then murder would be a tier below genocide. If we are to do a tier list. That's generally how I would put it. Let the world burn? Nah, kill everyone and everything. I don't know about that. True corruption, man. Yeah, Almalexia killed him. Yeah, I thought so. The thing is, Sothasil knew it was going to happen, but didn't go against fate on it. Really? Yeah, Sothasil was kind of like the type of character who's like, is like beyond what he should be. Like, I'm not going to say omniscient, because I don't think that's what he was. But he's like, he kind of had like an enhanced, like broader mind kind of thing, where he understands things that people can't. Like, obviously he was a genius and all that, but I think there's a little bit more than that. He's had like you're like what do you call it, Brandon from Game of Thrones, how he eventually became like the third eye or whatever the fuck. Sothasil was that kind of character, right? He could kind of like know things, right? There is a guy where I live that was doing necrophilia. Really? That's interesting. I've never heard of that, a case of that happening like around me. Like I've only ever seen that in like media. Let's do a tier list for a stream idea. Yeah, seems like a good idea. Yep, got to tier all the crimes. Stamp of approval. Yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah. There's a lot of ways to write a story. You can do rape in a story. I think that's fine. I've no problem with that. It's just a matter of making it interesting, making it something you want to read. You know. I don't hold really any moral values when it comes to what should and shouldn't be in media. There's basically nothing for me there. So if people want to do like rape and stuff in there, that's fine by me. Like fucking Berserk does pedophilia in Berserk. Pretty sure Guts gets raped for one. And also I'm pretty sure Griffith fucks a really old dude when he was a kid as well. Berserk is all kinds of fucked up. Sort of. My lore is shit too. I haven't read the lore in years and haven't been keeping up with the Elder Scrolls Online lore, which is canon. Is it actually canon? Elder Scrolls Online, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like they kind of fuck around with Alma Alexia, well, with the whole Tribunal, really. And I don't really like that. I don't really like that. They make the Tribunal seem like ordinary people, and they're not really. They're kind of like fucking out there. Maybe they only become like super crazy powerful. No, they become crazy powerful earlier, but maybe they only become super crazy deities like after Elder Scrolls Online finishes. But I know they've already ascended by that point, so it's kind of weird. It kind of messes with my head a little bit. I don't know if I like it. Oh yeah, Daitekoku, another game by Alicesoft, finally got picked up for translation. Finally, we can bang female Hitler and murder lolly Stalin. Is that true? That seems weird. I haven't played a Japanese visual novel in years. Actually, no, that's not true. It's been a long time though. I've heard about all those games but never played them. Yeah. I mean, Vivek got raped by Moloch Baal and then used his dick as a spear. Is that true? I don't remember that. I don't remember that. All right, I'm going to head out. It was nice to check back since the character tier list. Good luck and have fun, everyone. Oh, Hiatus Lizard gifted some subs to the community. Appreciate that, man. Good on you. Yeah, see you around, Hiatus. Thanks for coming in. Yes, lol. Yes, female Hitler is just the best girl. I don't know why. She's just objectively best girl. Is this like a Tanya the Evil kind of thing? But yeah. How would you use Moloch Baal's dick as a spear? I don't understand how that works. Write that down. Write that down, Weird World. Dick Spear is an amazing move for the MC. Yeah. Masterpiece of boss design. Oh, Ludwig was he was a G. Jesus. What a good character. I haven't been lucky with the gifted subs. Yeah. Maybe it'll happen eventually. Who knows? I don't even know what they do, so. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, how much time we got left? We got a bit more time. What else do I want to do before I finish off the stream? Is there anything specific I wanted to? I don't think so. Oh yeah, I got a root canal. By the way, remember I was whining a little bit a few streams ago about my tooth being a pain in the ass. Well, I got a root canal, so that took care of it. Now the tooth doesn't feel anything, so that's good. That's some good shit. Wasn't too bad either. Like the whole procedure went pretty fast. Oh, King of Eminence, give them more subs. Jesus. Thank you kindly. Did Jerry Man get any? No, Jerry Man still didn't get still didn't get shit. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good one. Not exactly. Rita was just a simple regular girl who had a bright aura and female goggles is the true mastermind. Except instead of fascism, it's not fascism. Because everyone is fancy. Charism is a version of communism. I have no idea what you're talking about, mate. Oh, root canal? So you didn't take it off? Nah, I kept it. The dentist said it was better to keep it if you can. That's why I said Bowen law is crazy. Yeah, it is pretty fucking crazy. They are normal subs. It's just that the gifted give them away. Yeah, but I don't know what normal subs do either. And that's a problem. Did they drug you? Siphoned? Hey, oh, King of Eminence gave you one. There you go. Yeah, damn. Very good of you, King. Very good of you. Looks like Jerry Man finally got his sub. Nice. Anyway, what else was there to do? I can't really think of anything. I don't have a game specifically that I want to play. Like I haven't downloaded any game. So game's not really on the menu. We're getting lots of money at the end of this stream. Yeah, and I appreciate that. I don't know how much money a sub is, but I appreciate that. Here's a link to it. Time to visit Hentai Haven? Yeah, true. There's a Rance hentai. Meaning milk taker is the spear. Oh, Jesus. Muatra. Wielded by Vivek, one of the living gods of the tribunal. Okay. Which Vivek and Moloch Baal made an unholy union. Vivek noticed his body was tenderly used and pointed this out. Moloch Baal replied, stating that his love was accidentally shaped like a spear. Vivek bit new words onto Moloch Baal's spear so it could give more than ruin. Who's the Kaima again? It's not the Frost Elves, it's someone else, right? Born of biters and cause destruction. So he broke off Moloch Baal's dick and just used it as a spear? Jesus. I went wrong place for that? Yeah. You could play Katana Zero? What the fuck is that? I recommended it last stream, and like I said, it has a similar playstyle to Hotline Miami. Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't do like the same type of game twice in a row though. Is Daitaku OP? I'm not gonna fucking click on that. Would those tooth problems would go away with 100 sit-ups, push-ups, and squats followed by a 10-kilometer run? I don't run 10 kilometers, but I bike ride 10 kilometers. As for push-ups and sit-ups, I do a variety of exercise. The con is going bold. Yeah, true. Dark Elves before the Curse of Azura. Oh. Were they different? Why did they get a different name for? Were they white? Oh, they were bronze skinned originally. Oh, yeah. Vivek is bronze skinned, isn't he? Or am I just making that up? Am I making that up? I can't remember. And Almalexia was kind of like green or something, wasn't she? I forget. Maybe it was just the lighting of Morrowind being dog shit. He's half? Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yeah. Oh, well, here is Bront. She keep the Kaima look. Okay. Maybe it's just the lighting of Morrowind. Or maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. She looked all kinds of fucked up. Shit, if you got it, play Far Cry 5. Solid Far Cry, for real. Is the story good? Old Far Cries were good. I've never played a Far Cry game, so I don't know. I feel like I should play Vampire the Masquerade eventually. Because, well, for one, I'm probably going to do a stream on it like this one eventually at some point. Morrowind looked bad without mods. Well, yeah, it did. It looked like shit. I mean, back in the day, it looked fine. But, you know, back in the day was a long fucking time ago. Like fucking primary school. I didn't even play it when it came out. One of my friends lent it to me. So I have no idea how long it had been out by the time I played it. But yeah. It's over? What's over? I feel like the endings ruined Vampire the Masquerade. The ending of Vampire Masquerade was very sudden, very kind of unsatisfying. I think it's because they like ran out of budget or something. Like they didn't have the money to continue it forward. You received a level 2 Hype Train emote. Oh, okay. What is this? Right, let the channel know you've earned a Hype Train emote. Okay. We're going to get rid of the gay dialogue before we click that, but we're going to... This is what Twitch told me to, so I don't know what it's about, but I'll do it. Yeah, the story is solid if you enjoy cults and backward incest. Fuck Americans. Jesus. I didn't as well. I didn't play it until middle school. Yeah, fair enough. I was, I think, grade 5 when I played Morrowind first. Far Cry 5 was based around cults. It sounds cool. The guy was nuts. Yeah. I was like 7 when Morrowind came out. When did it come out? Let's Google it. Morrowind release date. 2002. So I would have been, I don't know, like 6 or 7. Around there. So yeah, about the same as you, Joker. Some people also be talking about Horizon Zero Dawn, but never played. Yeah, I never played either. Mainly because you play as a chick. It's hard for me to immerse myself in RPGs when you play as a chick. So I typically don't. Like a Final Fantasy game, I'll play. Because, you know, Final Fantasy is not really that kind of game. Not that kind of RPG. The characters are all very well defined. But for most other RPGs, I won't play if the main character is a girl. I guess I played Nier Automata, but then again, that's the same as Final Fantasy. It's like it's a very clear and developed character. The best part is, despite the whole cult fuckery going down, a lot of people actually agreed with the villain. Oh. You mean the player base or the characters in the game? Weirdworld sounded so weirded out wherever Twitch mentioned something he doesn't understand or care. Yeah. Oh, I'll get the hang of it, I'm sure. They actually had a Bible in the cult that was sold. Oh. Jesus was 1? A few months later 2? I don't know what you mean. Have you played Scorn, Weird World? No, what the fuck is Scorn? Never heard of it. Yeah. Anyway. Player base. Even some characters who hated him came around to his idea, but still wanted to murder his ass. Weird World, let me touch you? Nah, sorry, mate. Sorry. We don't do that around here. Not for free, anyway. A horror game? Interesting. I haven't played a horror game in a long time. What was the last one I played? Like Until Dawn or something? So, it's pretty short, like 4 hours, I think. Yeah. It's like a puzzle game. I typically don't like puzzle games. Right. Well, like most other streams, we'll finish it off by watching a video about writing. See if we can learn some things. And yeah, I think that's what we'll do to finish off the stream. How long we've been going? About 3 hours. Yeah, that's good enough. In First Descendant, I immerse myself a lot. Not with the story though, but I tend to play with only one hand. Yeah, true. Ultimate Bunny was a good time. Look here, is this our opera singer? You watch him? What? Scorn is full of penis and tits images. Nice. Yeah, it's a puzzle game. Yeah. Imaginary, Until Dawn is hella good. Yeah, Until Dawn was pretty good. I like that you can get all the characters killed. I thought that was fun. Thanks, Biddable. Gave me something for the wiki. You don't particularly like puzzles. I mean, I can do them. It's just I don't like feeling like I'm wasting my time. And puzzles, generally speaking, make me feel like I'm wasting my time. Because I've got a lot of shit to do. Yeah? Ultimate Valby is also a good time. The ultimate version equals the less closed version. We do like less clothes. Wait, Brandon Sanderson played the Elden Ring DLC? I didn't. I didn't know he was a gamer. Jeez. Holy shit. So what are we doing? Giving you inspirations? Not specifically, just seeing if I can learn something. Learn something from some of these writers. On writing lore instead of world building, why it matters? This is interesting. Mikula deconstruction of villainy. I don't know if Mikula's a villain. Necessarily. I mean, you fight him, so I guess by default he is a villain. Which video should I watch? I feel like a few of these. Bad versus good dialogue. Writing advice. Was Mass Effect Andromeda really that bad? I feel like the answer to this is yes, but I didn't finish the game, so I don't think I should be too critical. Even though I am. Four ways to write a perfect villain entrance. Well, that could be interesting. Hmm. 10 things fantasy writers hate. Fantasy readers hate. Oh, okay. But yeah, Weird World, when I said I was 1, I was referencing Morrowind. It'd just be a few months later, I'd be 2. Oh, you're 1 years old? Okay. We looked at protagonist and antagonist, so what would be next? Or was the first vid we watched different? I can't remember. Best villain is still Handsome Jack. He was a good villain. He was a funny villain, an entertaining villain. I think that's very important. Don't write dialogue like this. New writers make. Avoid these. Oh, this could be a good one. Dialogue mistakes. Because we did talk a lot about fucking dialogue this fucking stream. So maybe we'll talk about some of the mistakes made in dialogue and see if I've made some of these mistakes. I imagine I probably have. Then again, it's a woman. I don't know if we like women around here. All right. So there's that. That's fine.
What's up, my friend?
Let's have a look. Let's have a look what Abby Emmons has to say. Quite a few subscribers. All right.
Abby here, and welcome back to Writer's Life Wednesdays, where we come together to help you make your story matter and make your other dreams
only Doc Women for me
come true.
In virtual variety.
Are you struggling to write dialogue that feels realistic and emotional? Do you find your characters just coming out and saying?
As a side note, before I get into it, I want to caveat by saying, I do, generally speaking, think my dialogue is pretty good. Generally speaking. But I think there's a lot of room for improvement as well. So that's why I was kind of like losing my shit about Elden Ring a little while ago. Generally speaking, I do think I do a decent job with my dialogue and make it feel relatively realistic. It's just that some people are just on another level, you know? Some people are just a tier above. But yeah, we'll see what she has to say, see if there's anything I can improve, like just directly.
Saying everything that they're feeling, which makes your dialogue sound flat and dry and predictable. Or maybe you feel like all your characters sound the same in their dialogue and nobody has a distinct voice or difference in their personality in the way they talk. If you're struggling with any of these things, you clicked on the right video. Today we are going to explore...
Am I struggling with any of those things? I don't think so. Generally speaking, I think the dialogue for each of my characters is pretty unique, pretty personable, I think. It's hard to say when you're the actual writer doing it, rather than someone like reading. But we'll see what you do. We'll just see.
The do's and don'ts of writing dialogue. Common mistakes that many writers make and how to avoid these mistakes.
Actually, your dialogues are good.
Dialogue that feels fresh and engaging
I like to think so.
and will
But
immerse
we'll see.
your reader in your story.
We'll see.
Dialogue is one of those things that if you get it wrong, it can pull your reader out of the story completely because they start thinking, these characters don't even sound like real people. Nobody would say that. This character wouldn't say that. This doesn't feel real. You want to avoid that. You want your dialogue to feel real, like you're just watching real people interact with each other. You want to feel emotionally engaged in what's being said and what's not being said. So that's what we're going to cover in today's video. The biggest, cringiest mistakes to avoid with dialogue and what to do instead to make your dialogue dynamite. Grab a notebook and let's get started. Why does your story matter?
I got a notepad.
Good question.
It's close enough.
What if I told you that there's a science behind every great story? I don't just teach you how to write. I teach you how to change the world.
It's an ad.
Okay, number one mistake to avoid. Don't make your characters
finally remember the
say
stream was today.
exactly what
You missed most of it. We're about to finish.
all the time.
Fuck, what did she say? Yeah, hey, Swig. Yeah, we're about to finish. But once we get done with this video, we're done. But yeah, welcome, man. Alright. Well, what did you say? Don't make characters say exactly what they're feeling. Yeah, that's a good point.
Make your characters say exactly what they're feeling all the time. I also like to call this conflict dumping in dialogue. This is the number one biggest mistake that will instantly make your dialogue feel flat, unengaging, and lacking emotion. Characters who just come right out and say exactly how they're feeling and exactly what they're dealing with as if they are objective observers of themselves. Subtext is...
I get what she's saying, but I feel like she should give examples when she's doing stuff like this. I find this in a lot of videos, that people say something is bad, but they don't give like an example of why it's bad. And I'm really curious to know what exactly she thinks would count. But I generally agree with the concept. You generally should, like, if your character's saying, I feel sad about this or that, it's stupid. No one believes that. No one talks like that. But so I get what she's saying intuitively, but I feel like with everything you should provide examples. You don't do this weird. I'd like to think not, but I have so much dialogue that I can't remember every line I've done. So yeah, I could have done that in my early days, and if so, maybe I'll change it. But yeah, I like to think that I don't do it. To add, your dialogue is really good. Lots of good dialogue is written well, but yours feels both well written and realistic. Just the expressiveness and mainly the swearing feels like how people I know IRL speak. Yeah, I like to think so, but I'm obviously very biased, so it's hard for me to tell. But yeah, let's continue.
Is the golden rule for writing realistic, compelling,
subtext, right?
Amazing dialogue. And subtext can basically be described as showing us what the character is feeling rather than telling us. It's what makes dialogue feel subtle and realistic and mind-blowingly good. Subtext can be tricky to get the hang of because we, as the writer, can see through the mask that our character is hiding behind. We know what the character is secretly dealing with, but that doesn't mean they're going to reveal what they're secretly dealing with. Remember, everyone filters what they say through their personal beliefs and opinions. This means we often don't
Not what I expected her to say
what we want to say. We don't objectively observe events as they are. We interpret events and other people's decisions and then form our own opinions.
This is a good point.
And then decide which opinions we're going to share based on what we hope to achieve by sharing those opinions. And even then, the opinions we share can change very much depending on our current emotional state and the response that we hope to evoke from the other person. In other words, there is a lot to consider with subtext. It's very complex. But let's keep it simple. I'm all about keeping things simple, so I want to show you some real examples of this so you can get a feel for what it looks like, what the mistake looks like, and what the solution looks like.
Before she goes on, I feel like this section is going to go on for a while. I'll just lay out a little bit of my opinion on how subtext should be done. And it's she said it's difficult to get the hang of, and to a degree it is. But I think it's also relatively straightforward in how it should be practiced, or how it can be practiced. I don't know about should. Rather than having someone say, this is very obvious in like movies and stuff. Rather than having someone say, I'm sad about this or that, you have them show it through like expressions and like body language is an easy example. Like if you see someone see someone tense their jaw and look away as someone speaks to them, you know that can kind of mean sort of like either shame or sadness or something like that. That kind of subtext is very obvious in movies, and it can be quite obvious in visual media like my game, for example. So I have like a slightly easier time with subtext on that account. So body language is one where you can do this through text as well, and sometimes I do it through text as well. When I highlight a character's emotions, like by highlighting how their body is reacting. I think that's one important point. But also to what you said before about how they react and see certain events. I think that's quite important as well. Because the way Cole sees something is not going to be the same way the MC sees something. Like from Cole's kind of fucked up. How do I want to say this? I'm trying to just think of an example of subtext. I don't know, it's difficult. Difficult for me to think. Ooh. All right. In terms of... No, that's going to spoil the game. No, that's a bad idea. Yeah. Maybe Cole's a bad example because I'm going to spoil too much shit. I'm going to talk about too much shit. Cole's probably a bad example. But then, what exactly does she mean? But maybe I should continue here. Let me listen to what she said again. I'm struggling to formulate words on this.
And then the opinions we share can change very much depending on our current emotional state.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm sort of understanding. This is something I do. A lot of what my writing isn't very... Because, like I said, I have no formal training. So a lot of what I do is very intuitive. So I like hearing people talk about it, like this girl or that other guy I was listening to last time. Because it kind of helps me formulate my thoughts on it. But it's very easy to see how Cole is feeling. Cole almost never says anything, any emotion. Like, he never says, like, I'm feeling this way or that way. Obviously, because why the fuck would he? That'd be fucking stupid. And he'd be humiliated if he did say his feelings. He's not the kind of character who'd just say their feelings openly. That'd be humiliating for him. But it's always very obvious what he's feeling. It's always very obvious that when he's annoyed, like in the way he treats other people, the way he talks to other people, how he treats things when he's angry, how when he's happy he's kind of like smug about it, and the way he talks to people. That's how you can generally tell him that he's happy. And when he's angry, he's always like berating people and stuff. It's usually quite obvious with how he reacts to situations and how he treats things to kind of elucidate on how he's feeling. I think I never really thought of that as kind of like dialogue though. But I guess subtext kind of is like its own form of dialogue. It's just not what I expected when I watched this video. This kind of thing. Yeah. That's why I had a little bit of trouble kind of like formulating my thoughts. She has what we call dick-sucking lips. I don't know who you're talking about. What, this girl? That's a bit rude. Notice that. You do it a lot with Liz and Emily. Yeah. I know Cole's a loser. Twitter brain rot loser. Well, he doesn't go on Twitter, but you can say he's a loser. MC is Chad brain eating and big cis fucker. I don't know about that. MC be rapping They Not Like Us every time he sees Cole. Use Jordan. On the contrary, Cole is a great example. Yeah. All right, let's let her
and
talk.
with subtext, what the mistake looks like and what the solution looks like.
Right. Yeah,
so
let's
let's
see
say
some
you
examples.
have two characters, Violet and Kent. Let's say Violet is suspicious that Kent cheated on a test, but he doesn't want to admit it. And I wrote this dialogue in script format, so there are no real dialogue tags. We're gonna add those in later. But first, let's just look at a conversation between these two characters if they were to just come right out and say exactly how they're feeling. Violet, I think you cheated on that test, Kent. Your grades have been terrible lately, and now you have a perfect score. Kent, how dare you say that? I didn't cheat. Violet, then why are you acting so suspicious? I have proof you cheated. I found the paper in your backpack. Kent, okay, fine. You're right. I cheated. Violet, why? Kent, because my father expects me to succeed academically and I didn't want to disappoint him again. I'm tired of always being the family disappointment. I think that's why I felt the need to cheat, so that I can measure up to my father's image of success and feel worthy of his love. It sounds terrible because that's not how real people talk. Is there internal conflict there for the characters? Yes, but it's all on the surface. It's all very obvious because Kent is like just saying exactly what his fatal flaw is, and people don't talk like this. People cannot objectively observe themselves and identify their conflicts and childhood traumas and issues and deepest insecurities and misbeliefs about the world. That's why there are a such thing as therapists. So if your character is starting to sound like their own therapist, chances are you need to go back and rewrite this dialogue. Do use subtext to show the character's emotions and beliefs through their dialogue. When you're about to write a line of dialogue that you want to use to show your reader what your character's feeling and struggling with, ask yourself, how can I convey what they're feeling without them coming right out and saying it? Also consider your character's personality and their emotional reaction to what's being said, to what they're being confronted with. Are they the type who withdraws from conflict and becomes incommunicative? Are they prone to angry outbursts when they feel attacked? Or do they laugh and try to charm their way out of an uncomfortable situation? Depending on the nature of your dialogue and what's going on in your story, this will fluctuate a lot. But you have to consider emotional responses, and you have to consider the fact that every character's emotional response is going to be different. But start with your character's personality and their beliefs. Start there. What's their personality? What are their beliefs about the world? What is the response that they would have emotionally to this scenario? So let's go back to our...
Yeah, this is something I thought about quite a lot, especially in the early days. I was worried back in the early days of Superhuman that a lot of my characters would feel samey. Like, they're all just the same character. They're all just, because you know how I said, like, I read every character in my own voice, and that eventually leads to most characters feeling like quite similar. So early on, I put a lot of thought into what exactly makes the characters different from each other. Like, what makes Alice and Tiffany, for example, different from each other? They got the similar archetype, the Kudero type archetype. So they're quite similar in that respect. But what exactly forges them into like different, distinct characters where you could recognize just by their dialogue that they are different characters? And one of the things I came up with was, one, I made Alice a lot more angry. Like, but not the tsundere type angry where she's angry at the main character because, I don't know, she's embarrassed about the fucking that he likes her or whatever the fuck. Not that type of angry. She still has the Kudere archetype of where she's fairly emotionless. It's just that she expresses anger in a lot of different ways. For one, she gets angry when she fights. She gets angry at Klaus. She gets angry at people who are fucking annoying. Like she's like a quite short-tempered in a sort of way, but also still maintains a lot of the emotionless aspect. While Tiffany, on the other hand, she's more cold, but also even more proud. Like, she's very arrogant in in a, I don't know quite how to describe it. It's in quite an, it's a little bit unusual in the ways that she's proud. Like there's the haughty rich girl type. Like everyone knows that, and they like, they go, ooh, like they're laughing with their hand over their face. You know, there's that type, but there's, I don't know exactly how to describe Tiffany, even though I wrote her, but there's a certain level of proud arrogance that meshes really well with the cold, emotionless type that I think is really interesting for Tiffany, that I really like. Like I haven't really, like I want to get more into Tiffany. Like I haven't really got into her too much, but in terms of her general archetype, I find her quite interesting, personally. Where was I going with this? I've already forgotten where. Oh yeah, like differentiating a character's dialogue based on their responses and stuff. Yeah, so the way Alice is going to react to like a certain thing and the way Tiffany is going to react, it's obviously going to be very different. Like, if you call Alice a bitch, there's a few ways she might react. She might just punch you, for one, because she's like that. But also, she's a lot more likely to, well, no, she wouldn't lose her temper exactly. No, she'd probably just punch you. She'd probably just punch you. Either that or do something a little bit worse. While Tiffany, on the other hand, would probably dismiss you as an inferior life form or something like that. Like just not worth her time. Like that's an example of how a subtext would work, and how these characters would respond to different things differently. You know, it's very hard to explain. I always appreciate watching these videos, see how other people explain it. But yeah, what the fuck have you guys been saying? That was a faster mission? What a mission. Early Jared needs a revamp, to be honest. Maybe. I can't remember what I was doing with him. I don't even hate bro up until he says that weird shit to Charlie. What does he say to Charlie? I can't remember. Otherwise, he just exists as booty to be taken by Thanos. I don't know. I hate Jared all the way. No tits equals hate. Ah, yeah, true. Damn Rip and Shopkeep. Daryl and Shopkeep. Unless Michael and Daryl and the boys. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. But tits above the boys. yeah, true. Flat brain, flat ass, and a little bumpy tits. The Earth is a sphere, not a mountain. I don't know what you guys are talking about. One of theme is swearing every line. Is that my theme? Because I swear a fuckload. As the Earth is round, so must be her tits. Yeah, true. Weird Well, Tiffany is essentially the Malfoys from Harry Potter. Kind of. Not really Draco. Maybe Lucius a little bit. Tiffany need more. Lucius Malfoy to be exact. Oh, yeah. Is it? Tiffany seems competent in things she does, which might be part of it. Yeah. She's very prideful, but she deserves it. Yeah. She ghosted the MC in my last playthrough and then came back with big bucks from OnlyFans. Yeah, true. Whenever I think of Alice, I can only imagine her with a low, serious voice, but with a feminine tone, while Tiffany is more emotionless, not as low, but still serious. That's a good way to describe it, actually. And I do agree with those voice types. Well, the MC called Alice a bitch a few times, and she liked it. Yeah, but it's different when the MC does it. It's different if a friend calls you a bitch, you know, compared to a... Well, you know. Nico let MC call her a bitch long? Yeah, because she is a bitch. I'm hoping for a follow-up for whatever odd rivalry Tiff and Alice had going back in middle school. A grand old fight in the harem. To their death, of course. I don't know about that. Jared said some shit about her being of age in some sectors. 16? Oh, yeah. Did that ruffle you wrong, Satha? I do wonder how many people feel that way. I feel like on the internet these days there's been a lot of scandals happening with that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's a little bit weird. which in fairness is real life, is legal in a lot of places. In real life, yeah, I know it's legal in a lot of places. It's what led to the Jared from Subway memes. Really? Jared on the Drake time for real? Yeah. But yeah. Another thing about it. Would Alice? Yeah, it depends on who Alice was talking about it. But if she's going to punch you, she might also threaten to kill you, as well. Just like objectively. So yeah, someone like Jared calling her a bitch would lead to some bad outcomes. Someone like the MC doing it wouldn't as much. Someone like Daryl, it could go either way. Yeah. It does depend on who she's talking to, which I think just adds more depth to the character, personally. Anyway, let's move on.
Our dialogue between Violet and Kent and see if we can make it better. I'm going to guess that Kent is a deeply insecure kid, so he puts on this mask of charisma and confidence, and
right.
When he feels attacked, he gets really defensive. Maybe he's an Enneagram 3. That could also help me to dig down to the emotional root behind his misbelief. That he needs to perform well academically in order to be worthy of love. Violet, did you cheat on that test, Kent? Kent, with a forced laugh. What? Are you kidding me? Why would I need to cheat? Violet, I don't know, because your grades have been, well, haltingly, kind of terrible lately. And you heard what Mr. Lang said. Nobody has ever gotten a perfect score on that test. Kent flashes her.
I do this sometimes, so don't get me wrong when I'm about to criticize this. The information, and you heard what Mr. Lang said, nobody ever has ever gotten a perfect score on this test. I feel like this is an unnecessary part of the dialogue. I don't think this needs to be said. And I generally don't. I do this as well, but I don't like it when that kind of information is just stated outright. It kind of annoys me, unless it's like stated beforehand as foreshadowing. Like maybe that's what she would do if she was actually writing the story, but including it here in the dialogue feels weird to me. And when I go over my game, I'm probably going to delete a lot of lines like this because I have 100% done this before, 100%, but I don't like it. Anyway, let's continue.
Convincing smile. Well, I guess there's a first time for everything. Violet steps closer, lowering her voice so nobody
kind of fucks
hears.
over this line as well, though.
Kent, I found the paper in your backpack. Kent, surprised and a little defensive. What were you doing snooping through my backpack? Violet.
Nope.
I needed an eraser. I wasn't snooping. Kent turns away, a muscle ticking in his jaw. He's been caught and he knows there is no getting out of it. Violet. I'm not going to tell your dad if that's what you're afraid of.
A bit extra.
Kent, defensively. I'm not afraid of him. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of watching him congratulate my brothers on everything they do, telling them how proud he is of them, and meanwhile, He shakes his head, frustrated and ashamed of himself. You don't know what it's like, Violet, so just keep your nose out of it.
I feel like I probably shouldn't be criticizing this woman because she's probably a better writer than me, probably has a lot more experience and training. But I also don't like this either. This line is good. Nice and subtle. And kind of gets you thinking. So I'm not going to tell your dad if that's what you're afraid of. I like that quite a lot. But this whole thing, I feel like it's a bit much. I'm not afraid of him. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him congratulating my brothers, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's too much. I don't feel like a normal person would say this on the prompt that being given. I feel like maybe what he would say is, I'm not afraid of him. I'm sick of him. Trail off for a bit. I just trail off a little bit more. And then you don't know what it's like, Violet. So just keep your nose out of it. I feel like that's all he needed to say. And I get that she's kind of constrained because she doesn't have the luxury of having a full story behind this. So she has to kind of explain the motivations in this. And the full backstory in this a little bit. Because she doesn't have a book that's highlighting it all. But I feel like this is a bit too much, personally.
Okay. As you can see, the emotional tone of this scene is now a lot different, but it feels more natural for Kent to deny the accusation, then get defensive, and then say something that reveals a little bit about his internal conflict without coming right out and stating what his fatal flaw is. We fully understand from this dialogue that he doesn't feel like he measures up and that he feels like his father isn't proud of him and he needs to cheat in order to achieve something. It's what Kent doesn't say, the subtext, that makes us realize something's happening below the surface here. Number 2.
Yeah, I generally agree with the point overall, though. Yeah, that's true. I like Enneagram personality types. I think Enneagram is personality types. Okay. I just call them archetypes. I don't know the technical term. Like more complicated astrology? Yeah. Who never cheated on a test? Yeah, true, man. True. I was cheating all the time, though. Anytime I could get away with it, we'd be cheating, all right? Fuck that shit. Fuck school, all right? Jared is that guy that I truly think has some deep potential, at least from what we saw from Kenny's POV when we were consuming him. I want to know his life story. His mama, mostly because I already know Mrs. Wilson has to be caked up. Don't believe me? I cheat all the time. Yeah. You weren't raised in a German household. Cheating was not an option. Yeah, if you get found out. I agree, Weird. Yes. So your son got it from genetic? What the fuck are you guys talking about? You might have accelerated that process, but it's always fate. Yeah. It still feels like extreme telling. The reaction is tell, not show. I don't know if I'd say extreme, but it is a bit more than I would have liked. It could also be that she's trying to bring too much information in too short a time for the example. I feel like, for the sake of the video, she already explained the character's motivation. I don't feel like she needed to put in the dialogue all that extra stuff. I feel like it was just a bit too much. A friend who writes stories and poems told me that when writing a novel based on IRL, he said that studying human behavior helped him a lot. Yeah, that's bound to be true. And he is actually good. The poems could be better, but it is what it is. Yeah. All right. But yeah, I agree with the overall point. The overall point's very true. I just, I think her dialogue at the end there was a little bit weird.
Big mistake of dialogue. Don't make all your characters sound the same. This is especially true and glaringly bad when characters all speak with perfect grammar. Most people do not use perfect grammar when they speak. Yeah. We all have very...
You know I don't use this in my fucking game. All the characters are... everything that a character says in dialogue is almost certainly wrong grammatically. Unless it's like a really like well-spoken character like Dexter or Alistair or maybe Thanos. But yeah, all the characters just talking like all kinds of bullshit. So yeah, this is a good point, and I do agree with this a lot. I think it's very good to do this.
Different vocabularies depending on where we live, where we grew up, who we grew up around, what we do for a living, where we hang out, who we hang out with. Take all of these things into account when you are creating a voice for your character. Maybe some characters will speak with better grammar and punctuation and sound more academically perfect than other characters. Maybe you have a character who's like a 50-year-old English professor. He's going to sound a lot different than a 16-year-old high school kid. This is one of those things that really sticks out to me when I'm reading, and it's cringeworthy because it's like, I can't believe that these are real people. It's just hard for me to imagine them saying the things they're saying. They can't sell those lines. They don't sound like individual people. They all sound like the author trying to sound like a good writer. Do give your characters distinct voices and different perspectives. What makes your character unique from every other character in the story? How old are they? How has their community that they've grown up in influenced the way that they think and speak and see the world around them? Even if these differences are subtle, make sure you are showing these differences through their dialogue. Before we continue on to mistake number 3, I first want to quickly interrupt myself to tell you guys about a super special live training that I'm going to be hosting this week.
And all these channels have their own like training programs. God damn. I wonder how much money they make off it. You reckon it's good money? If it, I don't know how much time they dedicated to it, so I don't know what to think. But yeah, onto a point. Yeah, we talked a little bit about this with Alice and Tiffany and how they differ. Because you can have characters that are similar in archetype but different in like core personality, and I think that's important. I think that's valuable to have. With that said, you probably shouldn't have too many similar archetypes. Even though I have quite a few, actually. What do you think the biggest mistake thing you want to change in your story is? I don't know, my story is very long, so I'd have to think a lot about it. As for one thing, I probably did do too many of the same archetype. Like, I've got a lot of goth girls in my game, and I like goth girls, so that's fine. But I think I did Tiffany and Alice and Liz and kind of Alexis. They're all different in their own ways, but they are very similar in archetype, I think. And I don't necessarily know if that's a mistake or not, but it's probably not something I'm going to do in future games. Fuck, why is this screen so dirty? It's probably not something I'm going to do in the later games because it makes things more complicated than it needs to be for me on a writing perspective. Maybe it might have actually pushed me to write the characters better, to be honest, due to how similar they were initially. But yeah, I think I've learned enough that for the next game I do, I probably won't have so many similar archetypes. So that'd be one thing. Not asking for spoilers, just minor improvements. Yeah, well, there you go. There's one. He said that people who lie and fabricate stories usually try to maintain more eye contact than their story has, and their story has a lot of unnecessary details. Well, that's a good point. The unnecessary detail point is, yeah, a lot of people do this. For example, if they ask, "Where are you?" and the other game is fabricating a story, and the other party is fabricating a story, would respond with sometime more the lines of, "Oh, I actually was eating a peanut butter sandwich, but then I couldn't find the peanut butter, but after all was deep inside top of the partition of the fridge." Yeah, one thing I noticed who did this a lot when I was, well, I don't know this for the fact. It's just my speculation. But did any of you watch the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp trial? Amber Heard's stories were all, well, they all looked like they were written by like a proper author. Everything about them was so perfectly detailed and outlined. Like I don't know for sure that she was like bullshitting, but all of them sounded like every line I heard her say sounded like bullshit to me. just off the rip, like as soon as I heard it, I feel like, is this something, am I writing her lines? What is this? What is this shit? Like everything she said. So yeah, I do think people who lie, intentionally lie. I don't mean like nervously lie or like just do it out of habit. I mean like people who intentionally and like fixate on a story. They tend to be like they tend to like over explain things a little bit. It was a little bit much for me listening to that. Nico is pretty different from Danica, even though they're both stereotypes. Oh. They are quite distinct. Goth girls for the win. Yeah. Need us flat titty mommy for real. Flat titty mommy. Is there such a thing? I don't think I've ever heard of that. I watched, yep. All her stories had so many details. Yeah. Bitch took a mean shit off that bed, man. Oh man. That was the funniest shit I like whether you support Depp or Heard. That was a funny fucking trial. Some of the shit that happened there was fucking hilarious. God damn. Bitches be shitting on them, but it's like reality TV. It really is like reality TV. God damn. But yeah. Anyway, it just every word Amber said just felt like it felt dishonest. It just like it was too much. It was too much. But like, and Johnny on the other hand, he went on like random fucking tangents and shit. Like, it felt a lot more natural because the way he was speaking was kind of like erratic a little bit, like a lot less controlled, which could just be because he's like drugged up or some shit. But it felt a lot more natural than heard. So yeah, I don't think Johnny was innocent of everything, but damn, yeah, I doubt it. I'm almost certain he did some weird shit. But I mean, if they're both doing weird shit, I don't like hold one party specifically above the other. Like, if a bitch smacks you and you smack her back, I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's perfectly reasonable. So if some shit like that happened, and I bet something like that did happen, I'd be almost certain of it. I've known a few people, and usually these things are usually not too one-sided. But if they're both doing it, that's not like abuse. That's a fight, in my opinion. Like, if you're hitting each other, that's a fight. If one person is hitting the other, then that's like abuse. If you're both hitting each other, you're just fighting. You're in a boxing match. You're in the fucking ring, and you're getting a bit dirty. All right, that's all that is to me, in my opinion. Amber was just a fucking bitch. Yeah, I think most people got that kind of vibe off her. Don't forget, guys, she stepped on a bee. Oh yeah. He gave a pill to a guy because he was speaking too much. Really? Can I smack her with my dick? I don't know. Did she smack you with her pussy? Is that what happened? I like his streams. In Portuguese, we have a saying, who goes to war shoots and gets shot. True. If you hit me, you're going to get hit. It is what it is. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, anyway, moving on. We don't need to get into that. That's a long ass topic that we don't need.
Again, diving even deeper into the topic of dialogue. If you want to take your dialogue to the next level and learn my 7 tried and true techniques for writing dynamite dialogue, you don't want to miss this special live training happening this Sunday. In this live training, we're going to dive deeper into dialogue. I'm going to share with you the life-changing techniques and methods that have helped me to take my dialogue to the next level and make it addictive, compelling, realistic,
I don't know, man. You're gonna have to decide that for yourself.
In this training, you will learn how to
think about that
weave
for
your
yourself.
characters' motivations and fears into their dialogue. My secret hack for keeping character voice consistent throughout a story, how to strip down wordy dialogue tags for the most powerful prose, my super simple trick for making every line of dialogue matter to the heart of your story.
Yep. If you want to write, check out our thing.
Dialogue
we'll just
packed into dialogue at 1 p.m. And if you can't make it to the exaggerate, I'm going and 3. Don't.
I'm curious about how much she charges though, because I remember the other guy was like, was it a couple thousand? Does she have a link to her class? Is it these? Rewriting templates. I thought she had like a workshop or something. How much does she charge? Bonus content, support channel, read my debut novel. Where's that? Where's it? Did she not link her fucking bullshit? Or was she just talking about this? Damn, I wanted to see how much she charges. What does the Scrivener mean? Is this what she's talking about? For $47, that's a lot cheaper than the other guys. But I assume it's not the same like workshop, like where she personally oversees your writing and you learn shit from her. It's not the same. Damn. Ah well, never mind.
Overuse description in dialogue tags.
I do
this one's specific to novel writers or anybody writing with prose. If you're a screenwriter, you won't be encountering this, but if you're writing dialogue tags, you want to avoid too much description. Description can slow the pacing way down in a way that makes your story put downable. What happens is we start skipping tags altogether. I do this all the time when I'm reading, and I encounter a scene that has way too many dialogue tags, way too much description between the conversation. I will just literally start skipping that part Just skip to the good stuff. You probably do this too without even realizing you're doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the way our brain works is we are here for the conversation, right? We're hearing this conversation happening in our minds. We're seeing it happen like a movie. And when the pacing gets slowed down, our brain is like skipping to the need to know information. Okay, where are the important parts? Where's the good stuff? Let me show you an example of what I mean. Let's go back to our scene of Violet and Kent talking to each other, and let's add in some dialogue tags. Way too many of them.
Oh,
Violet narrowed her eyes, regarding Kent with suspicion for a long moment. Did you cheat on that test, Kent? He responded with a laugh that sounded somewhat forced. What? Are you kidding me? Why would I need to cheat? Violet didn't know how to begin, how to say it in a way that wouldn't hurt his feelings or make him defensive.
Yeah.
I don't know, because your grades have been, well, she trailed off, her voice halting and quiet. She didn't want to have this conversation, but there was no avoiding it now.
Yeah, that is a bit much.
Grades have been kind of terrible lately, and you heard what...
And these days, I can't remember how I did it in the early days, but I try not to... I have almost none of this in terms of dialogue. Like, you may have noticed, like, early on in Superhuman, I might have done something like this. Not like this extreme, I doubt. But like something like this where, you know, narrowed her eyes, blah, 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 blah. I might have done something like this, but these days I tend to keep most of the dialogue almost entirely just dialogue. Just dialogue, 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 dialogue. And the reason this is because I realized a lot of these things can be visually shown through the images on the screen through the characters. And like I usually do, like I have the sprites that show different various emotions, and then I have like the custom CGs where I like alter the faces a little bit to show the different emotions. And I feel like when I'm already doing that bullshit, do I really need to write this crap about well, not crap, but this stuff about Violet narrowed her eyes? Do I really need to say that on top of all the other imagery I give? I kind of just felt like it was unnecessary, so I kind of tend to skip a lot of this these days. Anyway, like later. Like reasonably, I think I started skipping it reasonably early on in the story. But with that said, I do it when it comes to fights. And sometimes I think a little bit too much. Like I said before when we first started this section, that I do this, and I do. And I think for one, I repeat words too much. I've got to find new words. I need to read a fucking dictionary. One obvious thing is I do that. Two is I think I might do a little bit too much of this text. And I'm not sure to what degree I want to scale it back. I think the Cole fight was a nice balance, but I think even then, I think it was a little bit too much. A little bit too much. I think Valravan did it one of the best, I think. And one of the reasons for that is that it's just a shorter fight. But yeah, this is something I'm working on, personally. Other guy was charging 2K? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I say he's charging 2K, I don't mean like it's bad. I mean, maybe like, his course could be totally worth it. Like he's taking personal time to oversee your work. And presumably he's a trained professional, so he knows what he's talking about and he can give you good feedback. It could be totally worth 2K or more. I'm just saying, 2K is a lot of fucking money. That's all. That's all. How much she charges wasn't something I was expecting to hear. Yeah. I'm gonna be real. If you want some divine pussy, fuck a fat girl. Weird World's inquiring to start his own writing course. I don't have time for that. And ironically, I would probably buy anything I have to say on writing. I'll probably just put on my YouTube. That's probably what's going to happen. I don't have time to do like a full course. The tightness and pressure goes crazy. Jesus, Sata. We're going to find a fat girl city. Okay. All right. We can write Mummy fourth on her belly rolls. That's a good thing to notice. Superhuman's really good with it though. Alt F4, many VNs because of that. Description can be good depending on the story and how skilled the writer is. True. There is a Portuguese writer who wrote novel who wrote a novel with a lot of details, even the entire layout of the whole mansion, even the color of the types of flowers were in the different divisions of the garden. Sounds exhausting to read. Less dialogue also helps build tension. Yeah. And it's considered one of the best writers and has a lot of recognition even internationally. Really? Interesting. I should read that. It might be a good one. Lexi is a good example with the sprite expressions. She looks disappointed if you turn down sex at the wedding. It's really subtle and you won't notice it if you don't look at her leaving. I'm glad you think so. The only thing of the Cole fight I didn't like was the banter bits between Dill and the MC. Really? I feel like most people like them quite a lot. Kind of took me out of the serious mood. Oh yeah, you mentioned this before, Scythe. Especially with Cole. I felt like conflict of emotions. I don't know how to say it. Fair enough. Her face while leaving. Yeah, it depends on your perspective. I feel like the moment Liz was revealed to be alive, the time for emotional drama had kind of faded a little bit, and that's why I did it the way I did it.
What Mr. Lang said, nobody has ever gotten a perfect score on that test. Kent flashed her one of his classic unruffled smiles. A smile he gave everyone, with a side of flattery and easy charm. Well, I guess there's a first time for everything. Violet stepped closer, lowering her voice to a hushed murmur so nobody else could hear. Kent, I found the paper in your backpack. Kent turned to face her, a spark of defensiveness flickering in his eyes. The look was equal parts surprise and guilt. What were you doing snooping through my backpack? He growled. Every muscle in his body wound tight. I needed an eraser, Violet explained, nervously picking at her fingernail. I wasn't snooping. Kent turned away, a muscle ticking in his jaw. But Violet wouldn't back down from this conversation.
Yeah, this is the kind of dialogue where I just skip straight to the
stood
words
her ground, waiting for an explanation.
I never read any of this
When a
shit.
long silence passed between them,
Maybe I
and
skip
it
it
became
if it's, like,
obvious
short.
that Kent wasn't going to explain, Violet spoke again. I'm not going to tell your dad,
Man, she
she
just keep
said
going.
gently, if that's what you're afraid of. I'm not afraid of him, Kent fired back, his voice hardening. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of watching him congratulate my brothers on everything they do, telling them how proud he is of them, and meanwhile He shook his head, and Violet could see an unmistakable glint of frustration and remorse holding court in his eyes. You don't know what it's like, Violet, so just keep your nose out of it, okay? Talk about slowing down the dialogue.
That was fucking slow.
If that was an actual scene in a book I was reading, you better believe I would be skipping through most of those dialogue tags to get to the good stuff.
But Abby, what about all the nuances of emotion? All the body language?
We can still have all those things without editorializing every single moment for the reader. We can still show them the emotion of the scene with a little bit of body language without telling them every single time someone bats an eyelash or picks at their fingernails. Do keep your dialogue fast-paced and to the point. Remember my golden rule of pacing. You see everything happening at the pace at which you read. Which means if you want your reader to see this scene happening in their mind like a movie, it's going to be difficult for them to watch that if you're slowing us down so much with all these unnecessary descriptions in the dialogue tags. Your reader is gonna feel like they're watching it in slow motion. So let's take that same scene and try stripping it down to the most powerful, punchy dialogue tags. Violet narrowed her eyes. Did you cheat on that test, Kent? His laugh came out sounding forced. What? Are you kidding me? Why would I need to cheat? I don't know, because your grades have been, well, kind of terrible lately.
Had a whole bunch there.
And you heard what Mr. Lang said. Nobody has ever gotten a perfect score on that test. Kent flashed her an unruffled smile. Well, I guess there's a first time for everything. Kent. Violet stepped closer, lowering her voice so nobody else could hear. I found the paper in your backpack. He whirled to face her. What were you doing snooping through my backpack? I needed an eraser.
This is something I don't know how to do
Kent
quite
turned
well.
away, a muscle
Because I've
ticking
never
in his
really
jaw.
had to do it.
I'm not going to
Due
tell
to
your dad
the
if that's
visual
what you're
nature of,
afraid
Superhuman.
I'm not afraid of him, Kent fired back. I'm sick of him.
So I've never
I'm sick
really
of
had to
watching
do
him
any of
congratulate
this.
my brothers on
So I'm not-
everything they do.
I'm not really an
telling
expert
them how
on it.
proud he
I
is
can't
of
tell
them,
if this
and
is good or
meanwhile,
not.
He shook his head, an unmistakable
As a
glint
reader,
of
it seems fine
frustration
to me.
and regret clashing in his eyes. You don't know what it's like, Violet. So just keep your nose out of it, okay? Much better, much
I agree.
shorter, but see how we still have the emotions and the body language and the subtlety, the undertones, without slowing down the scene. I invite you to practice this with your own writing. Take a scene with dialogue that's a little bit too wordy, maybe a little bit too descriptive, and see if you can strip it down to be just as punchy, but twice as fast. In some cases, a line of description might be able to come out completely and it doesn't even change the tone of the scene. But remember, practice makes perfect. The more you practice writing dialogue and rewriting dialogue, the better you'll get. So boom, those are the top
I've had plenty
3
of fucking
biggest
practice,
mistakes,
believe me.
cringeworthy things to avoid when writing dialogue. If you want to take your dialogue to
Okay.
that next
There you go.
level, you don't want to miss my live training happening this Sunday,
Is that her?
where I'm going
She
to
looks
share
different.
my 7 best tried and true
She looks a lot better in
techniques
this.
for writing dynamite dialogue. These are things I
Insane,
use every
but,
single day in my
yeah.
writing. They have saved my life many times, and I can't wait to share them with you. That training is happening on Sunday, October 1st at 1 p.m. Eastern
But how much does it
Standard
cost?
Time. I hope to see you there.
How much is the money?
If you can't make it to the live stream, don't worry, you can still watch the replay as many
Oh, it's
times
just a live
as you
stream?
want.
Oh.
And when you sign up to Patreon to join this live training, you also unlock my entire archive of, and be sure to subscribe.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. All right, that was a good video. I appreciate that. I agree with most of what you said. The way she implemented the dialogue I thought was a little bit weird. But other than that, I think this was a good video. It was pretty well done. Love your work, mate. I'm excited for the next update. Thanks, David. Appreciate that. Good night, Lemedo. Best villain. Oh, I already read that. Hey, Weird. Hey, Davian. Hey, it's been a while. Yeah. I used to read a lot, and I do enjoy reading, but it's something I kind of stopped doing. Got to start reading again. Yeah, true. Me too. I've stopped reading a lot as well, as much as I used to. Just too many distractions, too much stuff to do. Might start getting into like audiobooks, you know, because then I can read while I work. Well, listen while I work. I've heard a good thing to do when writing is to half the script and then half it again. Yeah. I usually cut down a lot of the stuff I write initially. And I'm probably going to cut down more later on when I do 1.0. We feel like too much, but people are generally emotionally attached to it, and it is meant to help the pacing and remove fluff. Yeah. It's good, but the reason for the fight is kind of meh. She wrote a story based on cheating on a test like my man stole $1 million. Damn flat booty, but it's good. Yeah. I just thought like part of it was a bit too wordy. Where was it? Yeah. Well, part of it was in here as well. Like there. See, it's the longer lines that I'm not especially a fan of. Like this chunky line here, I think this last part could have just been taken out entirely. I don't feel like that was at all necessary. I mean, it's necessary for the next line, but yeah, I don't think that quippy remark was as valuable as maybe she thinks. Or maybe it is as valuable, and it's just not to my tastes. That could also be a possibility. It could just be a taste thing. And then this line, I feel like the whole middle part of this section could be cut out and should be cut out, in my opinion. Like this whole section. Like I'm sick of him to yeah, the head shake. Yeah, I think that all could have been taken out. But yeah, otherwise, apart from that, I think, yeah, very good. Very good. How was Elden Ring an inspiration? I missed that. That's my favorite game. Yeah, you missed the whole shit. It's a long explanation, but basically there's 3 aspects. One is characters, one is dialogue, especially dialogue, and the third is lore, especially lore. So yeah. What time are the streams? 8 p.m. EST. Yeah, around then. Sucks to miss like 80% of this. Yeah. Yeah, paragraph is a bit too big. Yeah. But everything she said was true. Every point she said. And there are some mistakes that I do. Like what was the main one? Oh, the dialogue tags. Yeah. Well, one thing she didn't actually touch on that I thought she was going to touch on when in this section, she talked about it a little bit, is repeating dialogue tags. And what I thought she meant is using phrases over and over again. But that's not exactly what she meant. What she meant is just using a lot of dialogue tags. Like, I don't know why she said repeating, because that's not really repeating. It's just the way she described it is just she was using a lot of dialogue tags as the bad example. When what I thought was just going to say like using the same dialogue tag over and over again. Here, let me find an example. Like Violet narrowed her eyes, like questioning character narrowed her eyes. I thought what she was going to say is that people are using the narrowed their eyes line too often. Like every 5 pages, there's a character that's narrowing their eyes, and you never find like a replacement description instead. I thought that's what she was going to say, because I do this. This is a problem I have with my game, because I use a lot of the same descriptors over and over again. I was hoping that she would elaborate a little bit on this, and I kind of like provided a little bit of advice, but she kind of leaned in a different direction than I thought she would, which is a shame. But you know, it is what it is. I'll give it some thought. I'm sure I'll figure something out. But yeah. Weird World. There is a rumor the people behind Dishonored might get entirely shut down after their other division got shuttered. That's tough. Yeah, the most recent game was the big failure, right? Scythe is trying to make the stream as long as possible, Lamau. Not hard for me, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, well, speaking of that, the stream's going to end. We're at that mark. 3 hours and 57 minutes. That's a good amount of time. That's the right amount of time. We can talk about other shit later. Bungie and all that bullshit. I did hear Bungie's kind of getting fucked right now. To be fair, like the CEO is doing all kinds of shit, and you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah. Anyway, on to the point. Yeah, we're done. We're done. So thanks for showing up, and yeah, great stream. Keep up the great work, man. Thanks, King Venomous, and for the subs, by the way. Yeah. See you guys on the next stream. Bye-bye.